Oh, hello.
Hey,
I was gonna
now go
tackle
ahead
into
and talk
something
your
before.
shit.
Oh no, okay. But yeah, I must have heard something weird the last time, but I'm actually kind of glad you guys are having this conversation because Sinners is a beautiful movie and the storytelling is rich. And because the storytelling is rich, we're able to have these deeper conversations about, the foundations for the Black community in the modern sense, how we got to this point, where it comes from, with how the priorities with Black men and how they feel towards the people within our community, instead of seeing us as people to be invested in, to grow and to prosper. Is more like, okay, what can these people do for me to make my pockets bigger, to make myself feel more of a, I guess, a man in
Mm-hmm.
society? So, yeah. So I'm kind of glad we're having the conversation.
I really had made the statement because I saw this video come across my FYP and they was like, Cindy's supposed to make this money or whatever, go support film and all that. And I get that. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like in a lot of ways when it comes to opportunities, especially with perspectives about what's going on in our community, like it's always rewarded the black man. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like I think that in some ways is still male centered. Cause like
Yeah.
I keep saying, y'all can't name one film made by a black woman this year.
Not one. Not one.
There's
Can't
one.
name one. I can't name one. And I can't and the last one I can think about, like off the top of my head, it was about boys though. So
I'm trying to think. Was there not one this year? Now I gotta go look to make sure I'm not crazy.
it probably was that
Even if it's like a small.
short film.
Hmm.
Nothing. I wouldn't have a clue. I know Jordan Peele coming out with something, but a woman, not a clue. And that is crazy. That's crazy. Even when I'm thinking about it, because like, what is that? It's we conditioned.
Yeah, and
It's a
even
conditioner.
yeah, and I don't know. I think that shit is a problem.
Yo, how you doing? How you doing?
How
Hey,
you doing?
I'm doing good. It's late, ain't it?
So
So
it's
what?
you think?
Friday.
It's 10:44. What are you talking about? Is late.
Oh, that's my bad. I just worked all day, so I feel like it feels like midnight. That's my bad. Um, you think Sinners was trash?
That's what I
Yeah.
said.
Oh, man, can I ask why? You know what I'm saying? I respect all opinions, but
No, what you like about it so much that you think I'm wrong?
no, well, I just the black southern music. You know what I'm saying? Like that. You just don't see it a lot in movies. You know what I'm saying? I felt like it was really really good. I felt connected to it.
Like that's what
You
I'm
know what I'm
saying.
saying? Like it was really really good. I felt connected to it.
Like that's what
You
I'm
know what I'm
saying.
saying?
Y'all hear some music and y'all get blind. Like that shit crazy to me. Like, all right, it was some good music. Now
It
what?
And also,
was.
the music was orchestrated by a white man.
Yes, but at the same time, it was black performers.
Yeah, and the film financed by Warner Brothers. And like Ryan Cool and all, but whatever, he makes sure that like he always put the good YT in the film. He fulfilled that obligation. And it's like y'all don't want to talk about that part.
Yeah,
The
but
the
it's the
one
closest
the
thing we
one
get.
the hold up. Who
Oh my
builds
bad.
community? Think about it. Who builds fucking community? But in the movie, you got a YT man was the one who was trying to connect a community. I don't care about him being a villain or whatever the fuck. I don't give a fuck about that. But like, come on, be for real. I don't know. Something ain't right about it.
Okay, right. I understand your
What you
perspective.
think about the representation of black women? Because you want to, all right, the music, cool. What you think about the representation of black women in it? Like, who backstory did we get? What did we get besides a woman having a baby? And a woman needed that man to save her, so.
Yeah, no, I think it was accurate to see that, like a dark skinned, curvy black woman as a love interest. When do we get that?
Yeah, she
Ever?
got fucked like the other women in the film.
Yes, but they were all getting
Except
popped.
she was bent over. Except she was bent over. The other woman was on top.
She ain't get no
Yeah, she was doing
foreplay.
the bending.
Hold on, she ain't get no foreplay either. Because that
Nope.
part is important too. Because the smack scenes in movies cater to like the male gaze and what y'all find pleasurable.
Well, I won't argue that. I mean, that's I can't. I ain't got no argument towards that.
And
But
then
I
the
will
one
say,
the
You're gonna
one
drink her
woman
spit too, huh?
the the one black woman in the movie that did get a pleasurable smack scene, she was a married woman, so everybody hated her.
Oh, yep.
Hmm.
Wait,
really?
people hating on Pearline?
They hate Pearline, girl. She's been
I ain't
good.
seen
How
that.
dare? How
Uh-huh.
dare?
They was like, oh well, she deserved to be unalive because she was
No,
cheating on
why
her
Dark
husband.
Horse ain't come back? Why you ain't come back, Dark Horse?
She probably mad. Call him Mrs. Stacks and
Yeah.
some whatever his name is.
Yeah, girl, they was hating on Miss Pearline. She was fine too.
Hold on, Dark Horse, why
Mm-hmm.
you was hiding in the comments,
Face clown for
man? Why you ain't
days.
come back up here with us? Man, she put me on teacup.
Mm-hmm.
So
Back
how
to
you feel about the
Tara's.
representation of the protagonist of the film, sir?
Um, See, I've always thought Jordan was talented, but it was interesting what they did with the twins, right? I did like that. I
Not
thought
the
his story,
representation, their backstory.
oh, their backstory.
Mhm.
Honestly, I feel like it was a little shallow, so I could see that. Like we didn't really get a lot about his origin. Um, they they amped up too much about what was happening in the present day rather than highlighting their story. Like I would have that little town in the south they were supposed to escape to. I would have liked to have seen that.
I think
But I
Ryan
felt
Coogler did that on purpose so he could have a prequel.
oh,
Oh
okay, that
damn, I
makes
hate
sense.
that.
Yeah, he did that on purpose.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I thought. Well, first of all, I just wanted to say, Perline was fine. I ain't seen the Perline hate personally, but she was. As soon as I seen her, I was like, damn.
Calm
Two,
down. Calm down. The fuck? This nigga started. Damn,
He
calm
felt the
down,
tickle in a
sir.
pickle.
That motherfucker started. He
He's
started
reminiscing.
undressing up in this thing. He was like, God damn. Perline. He said Perline like they said Selena on that TV show. But
she
go
was
ahead.
fine.
All right, sir.
Um,
Damn.
Two, I just crazy. Y'all didn't like the music. That's wild.
No, anybody say
Who
we ain't
said?
like the music?
Wait, who said that?
Oh, I thought y'all didn't like the music.
No,
No, the
we
We
like
were
the
music
just
was
making a
music.
good.
point.
Yeah.
No, I mean I understand that because it was orchestrated by a white team man and Warner Bros owns it. It feels
And
I understand.
he also composed it too. So he's actively playing in the music as well.
Right. So I understand that the whole black empowerment aspect of the film feels disingenuous, but because we don't get a lot, I felt like this was, it was a step up. But,
But that shows that we desperate. Cause when us women be talking about how black women, are so unsupported and so disrespected that we are kind of like just like desperate for allyship or accomplices. It's the same way with black folks in general. This idea that we are so starved of whatever this representation is that we are like we'll take it however we can get and we can't critique it and really recognize what's happening is crazy. Because the more we start to what's happening is crazy. Because the more we start to recognize what's actually going on, the more we can kick those people out of it and we can do our own shit.
Yeah. Because you know what? Smoke wasn't supposed to come back after 3 years and take that coochie like he was supposed to. She didn't even.
Mm-hmm.
They had a 5 minute conversation. She had her bent over. I didn't like that. He did. That man left you for like three. That man left you for 3 years.
After
How long?
after having y'all baby, y'all losing y'all baby, he didn't give a fuck about you or that
And then
baby.
he get to just slide on in and bend you over. That's crazy. I didn't. I didn't like that. Even when I was actively watching the movie, because it took me. It took me like two to three business days to realize that I didn't like the movie. Like when I first watched it, I was like, "Oh my god, this is the best movie I ever seen, girl." But after I watched it again, I was like, I didn't watch it in the movie theaters again. I bootlegged it the second time. I was like, this some bullshit. You know what I mean? Oh, this is some bullshit. That nigga left her. He abandoned her so he could go play cops and robbers in Chicago with his bum ass brother. And
No, but
then
he didn't just
He
abandon her.
also
He
got
abandoned her
drafted,
after she lost a baby.
after she lost
Yeah.
the baby.
and he went to the trenches too. So he got
Mm-hmm.
the PTSD now.
And
Wanna come back.
it was in war too, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
World War One.
Mm-hmm.
But they only came back because shit ain't work out for him either. It wasn't like the plan was to come back either. The goal was to fucking leave y'all fucking niggas.
Because they
Like
stole
niggas
from
in
the
the hood.
Klan.
But shit ain't go right. So you're like, let me go do some shit in the hood there.
Let me go back to my community and exploit them
Well,
with
they
bougie
gonna.
living.
I'm gonna come back to my community. I'm gonna pew pew somebody in my community, and they gonna accept me. I'm running from the YT mob men. I'm scared of them. I ain't gonna fuck with them. I'm gonna get out of town. I'm gonna hit the road, Jack. When it come to them, but I'm gonna come to my town. I'm gonna respect the Chinese folks, but I need them, and I'm a pew pew a black man who look like me. Crazy.
2 black men.
Two of them,
No, you good,
not one
baby.
but two. What Chop say?
What? What?
Wait,
That
Chop.
nigga
Hold on,
speechless.
Chop.
He's
Hold
speechless.
on. He is speechless. Hold on. Cause
Chop G on your neck.
something in his voice is telling me something. Chop, how much you weigh?
How much my weigh?
Yeah.
280.
Hell no.
What's
Hell
wrong?
Well, hold
no.
on, wait a
You
minute now, because y'all know I love a good fat nigga. How tall is you?
I'm 6'4".
Okay, yeah.
That's too much
Damn, East.
body.
But
No.
that ain't no such thing. I love me a big fat nigga. I want my nigga so fat that nigga be sweating barbecue sauce. That's how fat. That's how
hell
big I
no.
am.
No. East, unless you push that nigga
Damn.
over, he gets stuck. That's dangerous.
Plus, what if he ends up like Cornbread and gets got in the woods
Oh,
because he was too big to run fast?
hmm. And then
Gotta think about that.
Cornbread, I didn't like the fact that that man was just minding his business. Oh, he was just minding his business. And
No,
they
with
said,
it working with his family, being a family man.
mhm. And then they came and got that man murked, and then his wife. You gotta think about it. That's what I was thinking about after the movie. I was like, damn. So she gonna wake up and who's gonna be there to provide for her family to
Now, let
help
me ask
her?
you a
And like,
question.
Yeah.
You seen Boys in the Hood, right?
Yeah.
Which one will you be?
Um. That's a good question. I don't think I'd be any of
No,
those dudes
nigga,
for real.
choose one of them. Y'all love
Mm,
representation so bad. The
Right
music is
now.
good, nigga. You ain't hear that song "Come On" with Ricky on the live? Go ahead and tell us who you would be.
man, I don't like all representation though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No,
I
nigga, make a choice.
nah. I'm saying like I get it though. You know what I'm saying? Like Preacher Boy, for example, was who I would have thought was the best. But like, you know what I'm
No,
saying?
you
I was there
can't
for his story
be.
first, bro.
He's struggling. He over there still thinking about Pauline
yeah.
instead of focusing on what we talking about.
Bro, she was fine. That's what I'm saying.
Instead of
We
paying
know,
attention
sir.
to
That's what she's saying.
Yeah. Like,
he ain't even in the conversation. He over there trying to figure out how to become a vampire.
Oh,
pale, pale
Nigga try
living
to
doll.
He don't give a fuck about us either. He don't care about us black women and our
He trying to
representation.
convince
No,
us to
no,
come
no,
out.
that's not true.
No, hold on, Drinker. He trying to convince us to go outside with the white bitches.
Right.
No.
He telling us to come outside or
When
let
they
him
start
in.
singing, when they start singing, pick Paul Robin clean. That nigga was tapping his foot like, you know what? This shit.
No.
Yeah.
Like these
I know what
these
time it
wise
is.
people got some nice rhythm to it.
And then
No.
They got a
we got
beat.
a white person in the comments talking about, so let me join. You not coming in here. Why you need to ask? Why you need to ask? You've been
Nah,
in.
you
Nah, he want to add. Nah,
nah,
why
you
you
stay
just
right
take some
there.
up?
Why
Nah,
you
why you just can't request up?
No, I didn't approve him.
Hey, what's up? How we doing?
Nah,
You
Terry,
got
you
some
missing the
shit.
point. He need an
All right,
invitation. He about to come in here and fuck something up.
Oh.
all right, ladies.
Yeah.
All right, ladies.
What
Hold
you
on,
You.
Pablo. Hold on, Pablo.
It's not. It's promo.
Oh.
I'm
Shut
from
the
the
fuck
UK.
up
I'm
for a
back.
second. Calm down. We trying to think. What's your race?
Sure. I'm
What's
black and white.
what?
You
Oh
sound
no.
you
Don't
sound
jump me
You
white.
gotta
now.
go.
Right.
No, I got some good takes on this, so I wanted to hear your ladies' takes
wait,
on it
real
too.
quick.
Yeah,
Which one is your mama? Is she black or
we
she white?
can't say. Both my grandfathers are black. Both
So
my
he's a
grandmothers.
tragic octamaroon
This is
He
Octoroon.
said
You were
tragic.
married.
No,
You got
Camo.
Don't do that. Don't do
Hold
that
on,
now.
got an
Don't do that
Camo.
Octoroon in the
ignorant.
house. He gonna marry. He gonna bring the
Hold
motherfucking
up.
vampires
Camo,
back here.
Camo. Let's show us what your skin look like,
I
sir.
gotta do camera right now.
No, let us.
Seriously.
We want to do a paper bag
Turn
test real
on the
quick.
light.
Don't be scared. I'm with you. I support you.
Wait, can you see me right now? You see this
No,
crazy
honey,
hair?
No.
Camo.
You can't see me right now?
Stop
Mm-mm.
gaslighting
You're
me,
trying to
sir.
fix my messed up hair. How
Yo.
about that?
Look.
How about that?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is
You
that
not
bad
really.
enough for you?
No,
yeah.
it ain't.
No?
It's scary.
Alright, bye.
It's scary.
I
Hey,
mean, so he got a nigga
you see his
nose.
hair?
He got the nigga nose.
You see
You
the
Gotta
hair?
like,
black.
You
don't,
He's
see
about to
how
sir,
say
curly
he's
leave
about
the
to
his
hair,
say
hair is?
something
sir.
I
tragic.
got the
Keep the hair out the camera. You ain't helping your case, but the nose.
I do not have hair left.
You
No,
see his
I'm that
nose?
age.
Oh, that, his nose
Let me
pointy.
see your nose.
Oh,
Oh, it's
take
Turn
me.
it to
wide.
the side.
All right, I
Yeah,
see it.
yeah.
No,
See,
it's
Put
not
your
bad.
nose on. Yeah, it's crazy. Say, put your nose on the camera. Put your
Yeah,
nose
I got.
on
You see
you
these
can
big
smell.
lips?
See, I can see
See
you
these
smell
big
real.
lips?
You can smell real good, can't you?
Okay. All right.
I'm scared
Okay.
too, Coconut. I'm
Hold on,
terrified.
y'all. Let me say this. Okay, sir, you passed the smell test. Go
Okay.
ahead with your point.
Thank you. Thank you. So I was obsessed with this movie, right?
We
Because
know.
Oh.
I'm a huge Coogler and B. Jordan fan. Massive. Since
Mhm.
Creed and his earlier movies, I was like, this kid got it.
You like
This kid got
violence.
it. He got it. And with Creed, he nailed it. And then
Did you see Dread? Did you like that one? That was one of his earlier.
I saw the one where he's a lawyer, and I was like, oh, that's a bit much of a movie for him, but he did okay. He was
Okay.
a lawyer, like as a black rights empowerment kind of lawyer. Which one are you talking about?
I can't remember, but you could go ahead and answer for this one because I might got their name wrong. I don't want to derail the conversation, but go ahead with your point about this. You was obsessed with, and then what?
About the issues of what?
You was obsessed with this
Oh yeah,
movie.
so because of Jordan, he nailed it for me in the Creed, amazing, and Black Panther. So I was done. I was hooked because Ryan Coogler has a niche. He has a skill set. He can do the commercial Avenger type thing for you, and he can do it great. But when you give him his own rights, creative rights, he can make things happen. And with this, even though it's a vampire flick, it's got a lot of beautiful undertones and messages in it. You know, I live in a predominantly quite white neighborhood and area here, right? And I'd arranged I told my wife, like, we were booking it, we're going to go see it. So I was telling these guys in a pub. That's where we chill here in pubs in UK, yeah. You might not do the equivalent states as a bar. Anyway, I told them a couple of
Yeah.
pure white guys. I'm telling you, I'm going to go
There are
watch this
pubs in
movie,
the
Sinners.
States.
And they're like, what's that? I was like, you don't know about Sinners, huh? And they're like, no. I was like, Ryan Coogler, Michael Jordan. I didn't say the B's, like, Michael Jordan. No, I was like, forget it. Forget it. I'm sad for people that weren't hyped for this movie, didn't see the clip, and didn't go and enjoy it. and love it, expand your mind, or just respect it.
But
You
you
know,
saying a lot, but you ain't saying what you loved about it, because it's a black exploitation film to me.
is that all you
Especially in the
saw it as?
fact that
Is that
you
all you saw
relegated
it
it
as?
to so
Mhm.
promo, you relegated this story to just a vampire flick, which kind of adds to Drika's point of it being an exploitation film, if that's all you're calling it,
No, that's
a
not all I
vampire
called it. I
flick.
said
That's all you said. That's
it's
what you
pointed,
said.
it's used, it came off as like a
Because
vampire
the
flick,
vampires
but it
came
has
in
many.
towards the last part of the movie. They weren't
Yeah,
even as big as a plot point.
sure.
It's not sure, it's what it was.
So what's your point? Is that I'm just saying that it's a vampire flick?
My point is that the black storytelling came second to the vampire flick for you.
No, no, I'm saying how you get the hook in, right? You get the hook in, get attraction for people who want to come and see the movie. You get the big actors, you get a big budget, you get hey, listen, guys, there's some horror in there for you, right? There's some gory stuff, rah rah. But come check out this movie. It's about more than that. It's about the time in America post slavery where the effects and the division are clearly there, and the
What was that
struggle.
time period called?
What is it called?
What was it called?
I don't know. What do you call it?
No, you saw the movie. You tell us what was it called.
He
That
said he
time
don't
period.
know.
Uh,
He don't know.
yeah. What
So
do
then how
you?
can you say that you liked the storytelling? You didn't even bother to figure out what that time period was in which the story took place.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like, what did
What?
you hold on? So what did you like about it? Okay, like let's get to that. Like, what was
Yeah.
good? Because to say that, and then we can have the conversation.
Sure. So, firstly, about coming back to their hometown and trying to um, make the first
The fuck?
hub, like the first source of music and get-togethers where people could play their music and they could drink and they could dance and they could talk
Wait,
and they
hold
could
on,
have a good
hold
time.
on, hold on, Pablo, real quick.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Hold on, y'all, real quick, because this. Look, Khalil, this ain't no dating site. Pablo.
I'm not here for that. I'm not here for that.
Oh, because I'm like the only reason
Why
why
is your
Pablo.
camera on?
Hold on. The only reason why Pablo cammed up was because we didn't know if he was whitey or black, and he just got comfortable and he ain't turned off, which is understandable. We get that because I done done that before too. So I ain't tripping on
Mhm.
it. Ain't no shade to that. But you came up here with your glasses on, looking at Pablo eye to eye is weird. That man is married.
Why you got glasses on?
Why you got
It's
glasses on
prescription glasses. It's prescription
indoors?
This man is married. He is not interested. This is the problem with a lot of you men. Y'all don't know what no mean no. Y'all don't know what consent is.
Why would
You
he try to
think
be? Why do you
you.
think he's trying to mac on me? Why couldn't he be macking on any of you ladies? Like, what's?
Oh
Oh,
wow.
so I'm
Do
a,
you
hold on.
see
I'm up
what's
here
on my
defending
camera?
you. Hold on.
Mm.
I'm up here defend. Hold on. I'm defending your honor as a
No, I
black
appreciate that,
man.
but I
And
appreciate that,
you and
but
yo
I
and
can
yo
defend
being you
myself.
being you
I
you
can defend myself.
okay,
I'm
bitch.
good.
But let me finish. Let me finish talking my shit. Cause
Okay.
I was trying to defend you. But you want to be a little weak ass bitch, and because you feel like your masculinity is being played with, but the motherfucker playing with your masculinity is the bitch above you. That's the weird
Why?
thing. You
Oh,
Why?
so busy trying to check
oh my
me, you can't
god.
even check the motherfucker who playing with you. He trying to tickle your booty hole.
How's that?
But you know
Oh,
what? You're right. Let me get
Let him
out y'all
speak.
men's.
Why,
Hold on. Let me
let
get.
him
Hold
speak.
promo,
You're
on.
making
promo,
Let me get out
assumptions.
promo,
y'all men's business. You want to defend that man? My bad.
promo.
I heard you was
I got no
married.
problem with you, promo.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
I
I
didn't think
heard that
so,
you was
man. She's
married.
making up
Hold
stories in her
on.
head.
Hold on, Pablo. I heard you was married. I thought this man was doing something to you. But you know what? I forgot. Y'all niggas like each other. My bad. Let me stay
You're
out
my.
y'all business.
No
Let me
problem,
let y'all
brother.
let me let
I
y'all
promise.
fuck in front of us. I got my popcorn. Go.
Promo, you're good, bro. I promise you, I have nothing against you. I promise you. I don't know where
Bitch,
that
bend
came from.
over. Y'all bend over. Go ahead, Pablo, bend over. Let him
I don't know
let him
where
see that
that comes
thing
from.
wink.
I have no idea where that comes from, brother. But
Oh my god.
nothing but respect. I'm sure Primo understands where I'm. Nothing against you, brother. No, none of
Yeah,
that,
I don't know why she would have thought that you did.
bro. I have no idea what they are talking about.
No, me neither.
That's their problem. It's not
Me
my
neither.
problem.
It's so good. And you know what's weird? I'm trying to bring up, right? Khalid, listen to me well, yeah?
Yeah, I hear you, bro.
I'm trying to bring up like honest thoughts and feelings
Go ahead, bro.
I had about loving this movie. And all I'm hearing,
That's why
all
I
I'm
came.
hearing is reasons why I had no right to.
I
How
swear to
crazy is
God,
that?
that's the whole reason why I came. I
I
love that
thought
movie.
so. I thought
Sarah,
so.
I'm trying
So
so
she's
hard.
trying to come up here
movie.
like the UN and the USA, trying to cause division between two men.
I
Bro,
know
And she has
some
no
British
Scooby-Doo.
bastard.
That's my
She has
guy.
no
That's my
Scooby-Doo.
guy.
What she's
I
talking
love
about.
that. I love that actor. I love that actor,
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan. He's an
He's a
amazing
G.
actor.
He's a top G.
Yeah.
No doubt. Right? But and they're trying to, oh, so it wasn't about the black. I'm like, it's about everything in that movie, man. It's about how they talk about how Delroy, man, who played the musician that they caught from the train station. That scene when they copped him was like, man, how about you come and join us in a juke for the night for $20?
Bro, you
And
saw
then,
that. You
bro,
saw
that
it.
conversation, yeah,
That's the one.
that's the one, mate.
What are they talking about, by the way? What was that thing that they were saying? Like that's ridiculous, man. I mean,
What just now? Her? Is she gone? Host?
Are they jealous? Is it
I
jealousy?
think it's weirdness. I think it's lack of. I think it's lack of that. You know.
When they see young brothers that are right, you know, they
No,
think,
that just calm. We're just chill, mate. We're just here to talk. We're not here to freaking have an
especially
ego.
when we speak with that accent, I think.
Yeah, I think they get a little bit warm down there, and they don't know what to do with it.
That's all good. You're good, man. You're good. Where you from? You're from UK.
I'm ex-London. I'm in Leeds.
London.
Yeah.
Where in London?
I'm in Leeds. I'm in Leeds
this
now,
is
though.
weird now.
Tara,
That's not
please.
I'm up
London.
north.
But that's
I
not
didn't know they
London.
was gonna make plans to get together. And
Yeah,
fuck.
like come
Tara,
on
please.
now.
Hey,
I got
wait.
something to
Hold up.
say, please.
Khalid.
I
Wait.
like Tara,
Please.
please. I
Wait,
gotta
maybe
go to
It's too
bed.
much.
right, bro. What are you talking? Why are you asking where I am?
I gotta go to
Chill out.
The deep
bed,
throating is
Tara,
too
please.
much.
Yeah. The
The
flirting.
knob
I don't
slobbing
got
is
time
too
for this.
much.
You done sidetracked me a little bit.
This is too much Britishness for me.
Yeah,
He
let's get
tapped
back to the
out.
American
Yeah,
topic.
blood is
bro.
boiling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry,
bro.
ladies.
Okay.
Sorry, ladies. We
This
know
is
you don't
awkward,
How
have
isn't it?
dare
It's
attention
awkward,
spans
isn't
or
it?
the
patience.
Queen's bastard say anything about
No,
America?
I know you. I know you done run out of patience over
This
there in
is
the USA.
awkward, isn't
Y'all,
it?
I did. I run out of
I get it.
patience for you.
No, I get it.
I run
I
out
get
of
it.
patience real quick.
I know you.
You
You
talking
think you
too
took our
much.
language and you made it your own, but
You're
you just
talking
Well,
too
bastardized
okay,
much
be
the
of
English
your
quiet,
language.
be quiet,
language.
sir, because my friends have been waiting for me to see this movie, and I finally sent it. So shut up, so I can say something about it, so
Okay,
I
my
can go
lady.
to bed. Thank you.
It's a good movie.
Um, shut up, Khalid.
I'm sorry.
It's crazy because this man sound like a white tea person trying to explain like a black person shit. Like he really up here sounding like a white tea person trying to explain like some black music. Have y'all ever talked to a white tea person about some black people shit? And they like say the most mundane shit. You like, what the fuck? You didn't get the deeper. They be like, oh, you seen Get Out? It was about a white girl who wanted to unalive a black man. Like, duh, stupid. What are you talking about? Like, you said nothing substantial about any deeper meaning. You don't know any of the history. You don't know any of the hidden meanings. Just say that. Just, you could have came up here and but it could have been like, I love this movie because it was directed by a black man. And I love that a black man had a major film. I don't know about the deeper meanings, but I know for sure it was written, directed, produced by a black man. And
And
that shit is fucking amazing. That's what you could have
there's a
said.
white. You know, there's a white girl in that movie.
What?
Oh, first of all, she's
There's a
not
white
white.
girl
She's
in that
out the
movie that has a
room.
very, very, very
Khalid,
important
Khalid,
role.
Khalid.
She's mixed, but
She's
that's
not
not the
Sorry,
white.
point.
go ahead.
She's mixed. She's
I
out the
did say
room.
initially that I love the movie because it was by Ryan Coogler and Myron Coogler.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Michael B.
all of the other
Jordan
shit,
and Michael
all
B.
of the other
Jordan are
shit
big fans of
promo,
him.
all of the
Mm.
other stuff. Just please don't say that no more, cause I'm trying to
Don't
give
say what
you
no more.
you
You
like
haven't seen it yet.
yeah,
How?
you
Don't say what no
know,
more.
it's
It.
all the deeper meanings. Like they went from
What?
brothers
Built
trying
to
to buy
built to
a juke,
swim.
yeah, trying to buy a club so people can dance and party and
Calvin,
Yep.
have
listen
you
to
seen it?
music.
Have you
Like,
seen the movie?
what? Duh, what are
That's
you
kind of
talking about?
Have
exactly
you
No,
what they
it's
seen
were
it, Kat?
doing.
Have
not.
you seen
So
it?
Promo and Khalid don't have an understanding of Black African American history, which is why
They
they say
don't. That's what
such
I'm saying.
surface
Just
things
say
about the
Okay,
that.
go and
movie.
give us a summary then on what you think
No,
I'm missing, even
it's
though
no. You're a grown
interrupted
ass
Have you guys seen the
you
man.
movie?
interrupted us at any
Yes, I
sooner.
did, because
It's
it's
because
getting
you
So
too
don't have
much.
patience.
Yeah.
But
Y'all were French kissing a little bit too
mm,
deep.
oh my God, the
Yeah.
homophobia
Oh
from
my
a
God.
female as
Y'all were
well.
French kissing a
so
little
Weird.
too
okay,
deep
can
for
you
my
be
liking.
quiet? Can you be
Weird.
quiet?
I'm about to get better. I
Um,
don't need this. Khaled, you take it easy, man. See, on the flip side of
I
Yes.
like
humanity,
how it included all
all
parts of
right?
Black
I'm not about to here
history.
getting lesson by some.
Wait,
Okay.
wait, 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 wait. Don't hang up, brother. Don't hang up.
Oh,
Go
he left.
chase him.
What?
Go
Look what you
chase him.
did.
Go
Look
get
what
your
you did.
Go
man.
chase him, Khaled. Go get your man.
No, but look what you did. Why would you do that? Why would you do
No,
that?
go get your man. Go
No,
get
but why
him.
would you do that? Why would you do
Why
that?
is your voice going so high?
You really
Why
think it
would,
was trash, Tara?
can I ask you
Um,
guys? Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
please shut
Why would you do
up.
that?
So we was having another conversation about like how black men blame everything for women. Then we got talking about how like
No,
some of
no,
our
no.
black
Don't talk about
sir,
that.
I muted you for a reason. um how black men who we're told are our heroes treated black women like shit. So I was talking about Frederick Douglass, and then East brought up Henry Box Brown escaping slavery, and when given a chance by the abolitionists to free his wife and child, he didn't want to do it. And I was just like, just so y'all know, fuck them niggas. And Sinners was trash. And the reason I say Sinners was trash because I feel like, yeah, it's not a lot of representations, not a lot of black directors, but in a default male society, it's interesting how people are saying like, oh, we finally got a black film, not realizing like the representation for black women. And like another thing I was saying is like, where are the black women who are directors and they would get their own perspective out about
I have no idea what the hell you're
you
talking
gotta
about, Tink.
go. You
What the
gotta
hell are you?
go. And like there's a lot of problematic issues in the movie if you're looking at it through the lens of a black woman, to be honest. So that's why I say it's trash, because like we get so caught up in the BS that we forget like it's still centered about men. Like we see these two men, well, Michael B. Jordan essentially being the protagonist, going around exploiting motherfuckers, being like their money. You literally see him try to, hey, come here, work for the club. They can't afford that man, and left his wife and kid on the fucking plantation was crazy. I think the way the women was in there, the way black women getting fucked in the movie and just unalived and no backstory was crazy. They brought up how like the woman who they be like, oh, somebody who represents being full figure, at the same time it's like she got abandoned after her child was unalived. That nigga went off and lived his life, came back, was able to resume life as normal. And I think that part of the movie was some bullshit.
It shows how black men get to represent us, but also how they get away with doing deplorable things, and we just are so desperate for representation. We make it normal. It's not normal for them to be committing crimes and then coming back to the community after they spent some years committing crimes in Chicago to come back to the South that's already destitute and come trying to exploit the black folks that's in the town, get upset that they're only getting the plantation money instead of thinking about how to get them off the plantation is diabolical.
Hey, Sharice.
Hey y'all. Happy 3-day weekend, Memorial Day weekend.
Hallelujah.
Hey.
Hallelujah. I like the movie, but I do see the glorifying of the relationship between Smoke and Annie was a little confusing to me because I'm like, this is trash. He left her there for how long? And then when he came back to her, he was like immediately requesting labor, like come fry this fish for us. I don't know. I could definitely see the dynamic being like, what? It wasn't that. I would like to see more if they have something like that hashes it out a little bit. I will watch it, but I definitely think that the relationship dynamic was nothing to glorify. It was definitely like, damn, nigga, you ain't shit for real.
And
Go ahead.
no, but it's also interesting how like I think she did all this to save him. Oh yeah, you was protected. I was there to save you or whatever. But that man left you abandoned after you lost your baby. And where your fucking protection at? And like even people talking a lot about the smack scene, like where the foreplay at, nigga? That you bending somebody over the table and like emptying yourself. That shit is fucked up. I don't know. I just think I think that like because we always talking about like internalized misogyny and like how it's hard to like unpack some stuff because like we so like it's so embedded it, and I think like we should be critical about everything, and I think this movie and movies like this be tricking us because I saw a black woman like, oh my god, y'all, it's 85 million away from making some type of goal. Go out and watch it, and it's like, why we don't elevate black women directors who have their own films, whether they small films or not? Why don't we know the stories that black women are telling about themselves right now? And
That-
how is it that like we don't realize that in real time?
that's part of like our duality task. Like we have to support the community, but also we have to be the only ones to really support and uplift our own women. So when it comes to black women, we have to show up in droves to make sure that we're supporting black women and uplifting their voices and their films, their art, and those things. Otherwise, it's going to continue to go unheard. But we are also expected to show up for this. I liked Sinner, so I'm not like completely trashing the movie, but I do see the relationship dynamics as like, what the hell is going on here? Nothing about it is something that I want to model, even though I feel like I've been in a relationship like this before.
Yeah, and I feel like that level of criticism is essential because, like, if Ryan Coogler gonna be writing the stories, cause who we got? We got Ryan Coogler and fucking Tyler Perry, right? And y'all gonna be the ones center stage. Then y'all niggas gotta do better, man. Fuck that. I'm sorry, like, fuck that. Fuck, I don't know.
Like, put
That
some
shit
women
is
writers
crazy.
in the writing room. Put black women in the producer role. Put them in the writing room. Put them
No, they put them
as
in the dressing room.
storytellers. And the
They
dressing
put them.
room. Yes, put them everywhere.
No, I'm saying they
Put
only
them
put
in.
them in the dressing room.
With those cheap wigs on the Tyler. Really?
No, I'm talking about with this movie, the woman was doing the wardrobe.
Oh. That explains a lot.
Instead of including them in some of the storytelling.
And then they were like, how are people confused about Annie and Smoke, I guess, relationship? But it's like I could see maybe how they kind of were because it didn't come off as loving as it should have. Like, if you want to say these two people are so deeply in love, it didn't really come off that way. in a lot of ways. It was missing a lot of intimacy. Besides, when he bent her over.
That wasn't intimacy. She should have bent him back over.
And
Start bending them
even
niggas back over.
the interesting that first scene when it opened up and he giving that man not just enough money but more than enough money to pay for that property. Something about that ain't right either. Like,
Mm-hmm.
It was a
Especially
part.
after he complained about them giving the plantation money. After you overgave this gracious man some money, it's diabolical. Go ahead, Sharice, my bad.
No, you good. I was just saying that was just like trying to overassert his manliness in that
Mm-hmm.
Smoke was trying to prove his manliness to another man and especially to a YT man who was a part of it. It was just but yeah. Lynn, when did you watch the movie? You just watched it?
She probably
she
can't
switched me
talk.
for
She's
a second.
Just watched it. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
yeah.
I just watched it. I don't know. And I support black women directors. Did y'all not watch fucking Insecure?
I did.
Yeah. In full.
I'm like, I don't know what the fuck y'all talk about. And didn't Issa Rae write that movie with SZA and Kiki
She
Palmer? Did she
did.
help direct that? I went to
Yeah,
go
she
watch
did.
that.
Yeah,
No,
but
that's
it's
not what
not.
she's saying. It's
But
not. It's
it's
not the
not.
same.
Yeah, it's not. First of all, it's not a shot at anybody personally. What I'm saying is like we see a black men, even in these conversations we be having and some of the shit was going on, we still see their win as our win.
Oh,
It's like
I just enjoyed the movie. I don't give a fuck about it. I mean, cool. Kudos to Ryan Coogler. Like Ryan Coogler, a cool ass nigga. He cool as shit. Actually, so like, I fuck with it. But I don't see it as our win. I just see it as a piece of art. Like,
no, but
they,
that's what people are saying. That's my whole point.
oh, a win. What's the win? Like, what's the win?
My
That a
whole
It's
black
not
person
a.
directed a movie?
Yeah, but it's not just that. Yeah, because it's like, and I was saying that too. It's like when we think about liberation, we a lot of times our liberation be tied to liberation for black men. Like we don't think about ourselves in it. Like there's no like the representation is lacking.
Especially when you think about the movie, like what's going on in the movie. What is the message in the movie? When you think about each scene, what's the message? It's this idea that we have to celebrate this criminality for one, but they come back home, forget the Smecks part. They go back in the community, and it's a Chinese owned store that's playing in between them and the very oppression that they talk about.
Mm,
And he didn't say, "Oh, let me make a store." He said, "Oh, I'm gonna do a juke joint and exploit
right.
them even more."
But like, what y'all?
In the most
Honestly,
economically dry place.
I'm trying to figure out what y'all wanted the movie to be about because it's a typical vampire style movie. Like it's like from dawn till dusk. The same
No, it's
thing
not.
happened.
I
It
mean, no,
is.
no. It was mimicking off of that, but it don't. He said we not saying it. We're commenting on the point that he said he wanted to make. He didn't want it to be seen as just this regular vampire movie. They wanted to be a deeper meaning about what happened. That's why they put the Chinese people in it. The wardrobe being red, white, and blue. The history of the Chinese immigrants that came in Mississippi. It's way deeper. He made it deeper. That's why
But
he
I'm
put
talking
the
about
symbolism in there.
but I'm talking about the other elements to like move the
So,
storyline forward. Like,
so the other elements being like vampirism is a stand-in for like white culture and white tea supremacy and how it turns oppressed people from that same system into oppressors
mm,
by way of Remick, but it also kind of amplifies the readiness to be an agent to
oh
that white
shit.
supremacy within the black victims of the vampire
But so,
And
vampires.
so
he
Y'all, let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna be 100% honest with y'all, and y'all is not gonna like me right now.
Uh-uh.
So before I say that, I just want to say it's 26 minutes to Drika birthday. Happy birthday, twin. I'm about to
Oh,
say
happy
something that's gonna piss you
happy
birthday!
off. Y'all,
birthday.
y'all,
thank
y'all,
y'all.
y'all fucking it up for me because I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Michael
That's
B.
what you
Jordan
just
look
you
fine as
sitting in the
shit.
But you
high.
just
Bitch,
saw it
hold up.
though.
No,
Lit, you
Michael,
sitting in the
all
high.
I was paying attention to
No,
was
you
Michael
just
B.
watch that shit
Jordan.
today.
Man,
I was
I
You
am
sitting
just
not
there.
mad
watched
at
it
you.
though.
Listen, I am not mad
Let
at
me
you at
fucking
all
tell
about
y'all
that.
something because I'm sick of this shit. I was sitting next to a nigga, and the whole time he asking me how you feel, how you feel, you like it, and I'm thinking, God damn, Michael B. Jordan is fine. Look at that fucking grill. Oh my God, I want to sit on his face. You know the type of shit I want to do
Damn.
to that nigga. Like, God damn, this nigga fine.
Lynn,
Look at them arms. Look at that
Lynn, you gonna
body.
spit in
Look
his
at the
face too?
God damn, this nigga fine. I didn't say it to him though. I was like, I'm enjoying it. I,
Lynn, you
it's a
gonna
good
spit in his
movie.
face too?
I didn't tell him that. Of course, I didn't tell him that. But like, I was like, yeah, I'm enjoying it. Of course. Yeah, nice. It was cool. But baby, Michael B. Jordan, like, can we come? Like, come on now, y'all gotta admit that he
No,
was.
we
Come on, social
no, we
justice
can't.
warriors,
I'm
put it
No,
down
not.
for
it's
a
not.
minute.
No,
So I
hold on.
had a
It's
live
not
like that
Look at
social.
him in that
Hold
yesterday.
damn
You're a
on.
day
picture.
late, Lynn.
Wait, hold
You're a day
on.
late,
It's not.
Lynn.
But
I'm
it's
about to.
not. Hold on. It's not social justice warrior. It is what the man said. It's the commentary behind it. I get you just watched it. Hey, if Michael B. Jordan, your
Oh
thing.
now these
Oh
motherfuckers
well.
taking shots. Oh, you just watched it. First it
No,
was
that's
I
not what
didn't
I'm
watch it.
saying.
Now
No,
I
no, no,
just
no.
watched it. I see how
No,
you
no, no. I'm
motherfuckers
not
want to play
saying
me
that.
today.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if you haven't been invested in it beforehand, like you wasn't in on the trailer and them talking about it, and then you didn't care to like watch it like a lot of people did in the opening. If you just not seeing it and you just taking it for what it is, and you not listening to what like him talking about the film and why he picked the IMAX theater, like if you're not hearing why he made it in Mississippi and why he brought the Chinese people in there, if you're not hearing all that other part, it just seems like it's social justice. No, the fucking director himself purposely put in things like the whole thing with the Chinese people in a time is the exact time frame about Mississippi burning, and like it's literally a documentary that talks
But
about
that's
it in
not
the
the part
same
I'm
way.
talking about. I'm talking about the part of like, oh, they was some, why they had to be robbers? Why they didn't go back and they own the shop and the store? If it's mimicking that and like this is the storyline of a movie, I'm asking how would you have played it out? They would like if they wasn't criminals, what would you have said?
They could have came from war and expressed how after World War I how black men was ostracized, and then talk about how black people was ostracized and what they did on the plantation, and then talk about in a creative way also implement what happens when you have the Chinese people who are able to own the shops in the community, and you can't get nothing but a church. It's like they could have mixed all that in instead of making them criminals. But they could do what they want. But we're talking about how it ain't even about them not doing it or doing it. It's about how we are connected to criminality like it's okay in the black community. All of our stories lead to something criminal when they put men on the forefront. Why? Why are they painting these men? Why is that important to represent that
I
in this
think that
vampire
was
story?
represented, but I think that was represented in the movie too, like about how they connected to criminality. You don't think that point was made? Because I
I'm not sure what you say. I'm not
Are you
following.
saying
how how
like in the
like
way?
because they because like black people have so few options and like the options that they did have oftentimes it just led to me it was like you went down a path and now it's like generations of crime. Cause you saw the man in the thing, I in the sorry, you saw the man in the chain gang, GNG, right? And then the man who was free was the alcohol. He was like, "Yeah, I was once there. I almost was there. I had to do this to get out of that." And now he an alcoholic. It's like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's what we were saying earlier about how it's not that they didn't have it. I'm not to say that they didn't have any option. It's, to me, they're painting this picture to for us to receive it as they're not having any options, when what they're covering up is that a lot of black men wanted to they wanted to to um imitate what white men had. And from the Willie Lynch letters, we have been lied to decade after decade, event after event of this moral. Somebody said it's just a moral panic of like, oh, I'm conflicted, like I don't want to have to do this, but I don't have no choice. My back is against the wall. I have to have a juke joint to get my money up, because what else am I gonna do? Even though you could have
But they couldn't
um
even have a juke joint. They couldn't even have a juke joint. They was about to come, like the juke joint was about to be gone too. They
But it
could,
don't
they
matter if
lit,
they couldn't have had it,
but
but that's what they wanted to do though. They wanted that.
but Mia, I think that you are. I think that like Mia, I think that you are. I think that like that's I would agree with you about the current generation of black men we are in, but I think that the generation of black men that you are talking about, they wanted more, and because they couldn't get more, oftentimes like not even committing crimes, they were criminals. Like I didn't even commit a crime and now I'm in jail. And then it just led to generations of criminality. That's what happens. It don't always have
No,
to be.
I don't think
Yes.
so. No,
You
I'm
don't
saying
think
I
black
don't think
men were
so.
getting arrested for no reason in the fucking 1940s?
So it's not that the black
That's
men were, because they were getting arrested for no reason. That much part is true. However, to talk to both Drika and Lynn's point, both things were true at the same time. Yes, it was hard, and it still is hard for black men to get ahead in this white supremacist society, especially in the 1930s to 40s, right after the World War. However, black men as a whole chose not to fight for the greater freedom after they got theirs because
I
they
wanted to
wanted to
pop
be
in.
like the white man so bad.
Yeah, I wanted to pop in and say that it's the nuance for me is the thieving, the stealing that's done by YT people, and then the policing of us and our morality, and we better not break the law when it was built off of law breaking and still is now. They'll just make it look legal with laws, etc. But we all know what it was, and it is frustrating because you are either going to try to assimilate, but telling a black person don't rob these people up in Chicago and take off with their money when the YT people are robbing us and taking off with our money. It's going to be a conflict. It's going to be a conflict. It's going to be hard to keep telling someone to make sure you follow rules when you don't even know what the rule is, and they made up a new rule on Sunday that you couldn't look at a whatever's going on. They will keep changing and moving the goalposts, all the
Right.
while stealing and pillaging. It is frustrating. They'd be like, keep your head down. Don't say anything.
And
Stealing it
dark
from you.
words.
So there is that nuance there at that time frame.
And it wasn't even that though, right? Like even like if you did do it the right way, like there like both sides of my family, my mom's side and my dad's side, like my mom's side had to escape Alabama because you could literally be in your house and a white person can walk up to your land and be like, I like this land. It's mine now, bitch. Like, and what the fuck you gonna do about it? Like, what the fuck are
Yeah.
you gonna do about it?
Yeah, my
So
family
my
left
family
and
had to
did and
move
went to New York.
to California because of shit
Yeah,
like that. Like literally and on my dad's side of the family, they had to pass in order to own a business. They had to pretend to be white people in order to own a business in the South. Like what
Yeah,
the fuck? Like and you come on now. Like that's why people don't have all of that is a ripple effect. It's not just as simple as people want it to be. Like yeah, they did criminal shit and it might. I don't think it's the same as the black men doing criminal shit now. I think that a lot of
Ca-
times you could have been taking up for your family or doing anything, and then now bam, whoop whoop,
but
bam, you in
capitalism
jail.
capitalism is criminal shit. The way they got their wealth is criminal shit. The way they maintain their wealth today in 2025
Right.
is criminal shit. So all of that is valid. The problem is wanting to replace them instead of destroy
Yeah.
structure and
Right.
rebuild it. So
Right.
that's the issue with the men trying to replace and saying, I don't see anything wrong with it except that it's not me. So that's the issue. So yeah, they were wrong or what have you, but you wanting to be equal and doing the same wrong thing is what's disgusting. And that's what's hurting us. So we can see the hurt from the outside of non-blacks, but it's different when the hurt is coming from the inside, right? We don't want that. Well, I don't anyway. I don't want to see the hurt come from the inside. But if you still have this idea is because they stole, I should be able to steal. Because they, graped and pillaged, I should be able to grape and pillage. Like, if that's your idea about it all, then that's why we're stuck. Because we don't want to break away. We still want what they had. And until we stop coveting what, YT people had, knowing how they got it, knowing who it hurts, and you still want it, that shit's never going to be okay with me. But yeah, there is an issue with at that time the movie was filmed anyway, of trying to explain how they weren't going to let you in the club no matter what. No matter how much money you made, they weren't going to let you in the club. And that's still relative to today. Unless you're selling your soul, which is the representation of the vampire ball, unless you're selling your soul and you're saying, I'll do anything to be a part of this club, even give away my soul and my memories and my traditions and my ancestors' thoughts and everything that we have, I'll give it up. So that part of it was, disturbing because that still can be reflected in 2025 of people willing to do anything.
But
Um,
the message that I'm trying to convey, I said I found a better word for it. Is that black men back then in the time period that it was filmed, it was the start. Black men were thrown into jail for little to no reason majority of the time. These niggas now don't have no fucking excuse. But what it did do to black men now, right? Those black men back then, what it did do is desensitize black men into going in jail. Like jail was like a normal thing. They normalized jail. It didn't start off that white people started off locking black people up for no reason, and now the black men do it to themselves. But that's how generational trauma is created. It don't matter. It's it's almost like post-traumatic slave disorder, like Tara be talking about. Like white people just have to start off doing one thing, and then now all of a sudden we desensitized and we perpetuating it on our own. Like
I
that's
read
all I'm
that
saying.
book. Y'all read that book, Post Traumatic Slave Disorder? Y'all read that? Y'all heard that book?
No, I mean I heard of it. I haven't read it.
Yeah, Tara read it. She be talking about it.
I read it. It's a good book. And it does touch on that as well. The generational trauma that ends up perpetuating and how we kind of can normalize it eventually.
I'm saying what I'm saying is that like I said earlier, when we hear about the Willie Lynch syndrome, that is a fake thing, but it's been passed on to say that it's women's fault that men or whatever. It puts them in this victimhood of like what was them. And I'm saying that we have been lied to so much about history. that we are pushing this narrative that we can't be for certain is the truth. That yeah, of course, the oppression and the harm that was caused is a real thing. Of course, they were unaliving, lynching, throwing, using the using prison as another form of enslavement. But what I'm saying is that while on the plantation, a lot of those men wanted to be like the YT men. So then whenever we transition out of that, the whole agenda from the beginning has always been to be like YT men from the beginning. So I think that when I look at the time frame of the movie and I see the representation, it is another way to push this propaganda, like to soften this blow of the criminal activity that a lot of black men chose to do, to assimilate or to be similar to the YT man, and to be able to say, hey, they're more criminal, so I gotta out criminal the criminal. All of that is justification. So the propaganda is, well, look, poor them. They were getting, look, they wanted to just have a legit juke joint, and the mean old KKK did X, Y, and Z. And look, even though these YT folks let these Chinese people have stores in our community. That's crazy. They give them opportunity, and we don't get the opportunity. That's to push that notion that you're talking about is not justified today, but does happen today. When what could be said is highlighting those people who were doing legit things. Then, if it was so plentiful, then why won't we have more of the story of the black men who were trying to start grocery stores? And yeah, maybe we can. Then you can add in the KKK fucking with them, because that was true. Them being purposely villainized. Like maybe show the story of the police or whatever they was called, a sheriff, messing with them, trying to say that their books was wrong or something. Like let that be the story that proves what was happening back then. But I don't think that was as common. I think a lot of work was on the black women's back. And I think a lot of it was, hey, capitalism is the biggest crook, so I got to be a crook too. Like, that's what the YT man game is. I got to play the YT man game. But we, because of propaganda, view it as like they didn't have no other choice. They didn't have any other choice but to do that. While they complain about the stuff that we complain about too. That was my point. I'm not saying that they wasn't in jail for nothing. I'm just saying it's a reason why they keep showing us the same thing.
Yeah. I like that kind of shit. Like, even if I see him say it, like, I don't know. I just feel like, to me, to be honest with you, like, people kept talking about the messages, and I didn't really give a fuck about the messages. Like, I didn't. Like, I was just like, I don't want to care about like, I don't care about the messages, like, because this shit is, like, I don't know. I just wanted to watch the movie. Like, I was like, this shit is too, y'all, come on now.
But that's what we talking about.
Did you see when he took off the necklace and the bones, and that's when he got pew pew because he took it off. He had it the whole time, it was protecting it. I'm like, damn, nigga, yeah, I seen it. Like, yeah, okay. Like, but like, can we just not have cinematic pieces?
No, because he didn't want it to be a
No.
cinematic. No, he did.
No.
I
No.
know. That's why I chose to view it how I wanted to view it. That's why I was like, I'm not going into this like with all that bull. Like, I don't, nigga. I just want to watch a fucking movie. Like,
But it started with. But I'm
Yeah, but
saying
movies
the
are
reason
never
why we're
really just
talking.
movies.
No, they not.
yeah,
But
no, I
he
know.
said it. But it's him, the person who made the movie that you watched. It's him who said it, for one. But we're having a conversation because of that, because of him purposely wanting us to know that it is signs in there, it is a message in there, like it is points in there, like everything about his movie is a point that he wants to be had. So I mean, I get it. Like you can see it how you want to see it, but it's like, but wait a minute, he did want us to see it that way, and that is why people are being critical of it in the way that they are, because whatever his name is, Ryan Coogler, he wanted us to have this conversation. So when Tara say it was trash, it's not that the movie wasn't a good movie. She's saying the things that's in the movie, this message that we keep on being forced to have, is trash.
I
That's,
didn't think
well,
the
Tara
movie
can speak
was
for herself.
I
But
think
I
that
didn't think the movie was a good movie. I don't think it was. I don't think it was a good movie. Like the way people was like, "Oh my gosh, it's so good." I was like, "What the fuck is y'all talking about?" But it's probably because I went into it like not trying to see the signs and not trying to do that whole. There were signs, things like I said, I was aware of the conversation and shit like that. I was aware of the signs. I saw some videos of some things and like everybody like, oh, you gotta watch it so we can talk about it together. And I'm like, I don't want to do all that. Like, y'all, like, I want to take a break from the fucking signs, y'all. So like, nigga, please, like, it's just, it's a vampire movie to me.
for
Y'all,
me
y'all can have it.
to y'all earlier point too. Um, for me, it's like, especially during that time, it's like fuck capitalism, fuck whatever systems they had in play. I don't like the fact that he left Annie to do whatever he did, but you know, you do that and then you come back, you build a juke joint for your people. That seems cool to me. It was interesting to me how what it was Stack who was like, no, charge them real money. And Smoking Annie was more like, hey, this they've been working all day on the field for this money. Like, we need to be able to accept this money too. I thought that was an interesting concept of building black businesses in black areas for black people and how black capitalism won't necessarily save us.
But I saw, see that part right there. I saw it differently than that. I was like, that, like to me in my head when I saw that part, I was like, damn, that's fucked up. Like, why black people getting paid different type of money than
That
like
too.
you know what
That
I'm
too.
saying? And then
That's a
like
point too.
the white vampire had gold coins, and the black people have these like what, like wooden, what was it, like cork or wooden, like fake money,
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I
they're
never
wooden
had
nickels
even
and
really
store
thought out the
credit.
fact that they had
store
plantation,
credit.
like they had
Hmm.
plantation money that they could only use in
At the plantation
at the plantation.
stores.
So where can you really
Correct.
go? So it's like you have no
Nowhere.
freedom even when you earn your money.
But that was the point. You couldn't go nowhere. They wanted you to stay there because, like they said it. They was like, the man who tried to escape when he told um that whole story about his friend trying to leave on the bus, and then like they pull him back down. I'm like, oh, so they didn't want the black people to go nowhere. They wanted them to stay. They
They
wanted them
needed
to
them.
stay where they. What'd you say?
I said they needed them.
Yeah, they need. Yeah. But a lot of black people did not. A lot of black people, I mean, I guess a lot of black people did leave, but a lot of black people didn't leave. You get what I'm saying? Because the majority of black people are still in the South.
Yeah, and I thought another point that I thought was interesting too, um, was when they showed what's his name, Cornbread. He was working on the plantation with his wife, and I just like the fact that they showed that she was working with him and they were married. Look at this man still having like these sort of patriarchal values while they're working on the plantation together. You see what I'm saying? Like they still had this dynamic that was just kind of like, damn, she in the field with you. Like, this is crazy.
Pregnant.
Pregnant in the field with you, in the field for real. They got this dynamic, and it's still like this patriarchal thing because he didn't even really, he had to tell him to speak to his wife. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I did, you know, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna go to sleep, y'all. Like, sorry for the way I feel. It's just movies, like thinking about, like, I can't even watch slave movies. I can't watch no movies with like that kind of shit bring me down. I be like, I can't do this shit. Like, I'm fucking sick of this. Like, I am literally fucking sick of this. So like I was just like, let me block, like in my brain, I was just like, I need to block this out because I don't want to see none of this shit that y'all like it's just a lot. Like it be too much to me. I can't even watch, like I can't even watch BMF. I can't watch Snowfall. I can't watch none of the movies or shows that are about like the CRACK epidemic. I cannot watch, no, actually, Davies, I can't watch the Bad Girls Club. I can't watch none of that shit. Like I don't want to watch that. So I choose to, like, I can't, I don't know. My little heart can't take it, y'all. It can't. Cause it's
I
sad
feel
thinking
you.
about it.
Maylin, I'll
I
watch it
feel
for
you.
you.
Yeah, I
You
go
watch
through the
slave
whole dual
movies?
process of it.
Yeah, like
That's
my parents and my family are very big on learning history in all aspects of it. So I've read the books, I watched the movies.
I'd rather read the
Haven't went to
books.
the books are heartbreaking.
Are you
Like if you
desensitized
It's
to
not
like
all of
watching
them.
that? Like, how did you feel
no,
watching?
I'm not.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not desensitized, but like I sit there and I watch it because I it's like kind of like build an empathy for it because it like watching the movies helps me understand reading the research material and it puts an image to the words, so I connect to it better. But no, I ball out and cry still every time. I'm not
Yeah.
desensitized from it at all.
Yeah, I
That
watched those
oh my
growing
bad.
up.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I had to watch those growing up, and my mom was a history person. She's very much an advocate about history, so she was a stickler about making sure I knew how certain things looked and what the dynamic was. So I was watching The Roots when I was younger, and all those movies. So I just it's interesting to me. Like at this point, like it's a genre that I watch, but I did go through a phase where I was like, I actually don't want to see that.
Yeah, but Michael B. Jordan, I was really thinking about some things, but I know we ain't on that
So fine.
topic.
No, but he is fine. We could talk. He
No,
is
no, no.
fine
I'm
now.
about to go to bed, so y'all can talk about. But yeah,
I
that
felt bamboozled.
and I also wanna bring up the fact that like the Mexicans was mad that he put, see, look, Tara was right. We are saying it's our movie. That Ryan Coogler put a Chinese people in the movie instead of Mexicans. And I just want to point that out.
Yeah, not knowing that by that time in history, the repatriatization of Mexican people was happening, so they were exited from the Mississippi Delta by that time. So it's not even historically accurate to have them in there.
It don't matter. It don't matter. It
And
don't
they didn't even
matter.
go see Blue Beetle.
They wanna hate us. They wanna hate us, but they want us to include them at the same time. It's
They
fucking
talk.
diabolical.
They did have that tamales. Did y'all notice that tamale store that was
Yeah,
in
that was
the?
that's a, yeah, that was like a
They
soul
did include
food.
it.
Yeah, I
No,
looked up
they
the history of
included
the
the
tamale
tamale
shop.
thing.
But
Yeah,
that's
they
not
included
Mexican
it.
tamales. That's Black people
No, no,
interpretation of
no.
tamales.
Maybe so, but they did. They talked about the Mexican aspect for like being there in whatever the Delta, whatever. But it don't really matter because the store, the Chinese people being in the store is accurate, too. So okay, maybe they didn't go down the street to the. I don't know. That was the whatever they. Lynn right about that part, like whatever, because that was weird. They did include the Mexican aspect to it, so but it's not. It wasn't a movie for them, so they
Right.
can make their own movie about being in the
But no,
Mississippi Delta.
they wanna. That's my point. I just wanted to get my shit off, y'all. Don't mind me. But that's my point. They don't want to advocate for us, but they want to be included in anything that we do. So it's like even if we talking about like, oh, Black people, or like having a gender just discussion as far as like Black men getting no I don't want to say praise, that's for lack of better terms, but like notoriety, right? While producing these movies, and we are able to have the gender discussion, like, oh, okay, well, we need to give more notoriety to Black women directors too. Mexican people be like, well, why y'all didn't include us? Like, why y'all didn't include us? That's like it can be a historically accurate film, and they just like, what about the Mexicans? Why y'all didn't show the Mexicans? And it's a black person talking about black history on what happened to black people. And I'm like, why the fuck do y'all always do that shit? Like, they was mad that certain people wasn't included in certain people, like all kind of shit. Like, they was mad because there wasn't enough Mexicans in Kendrick Lamar album. Like, y'all find anything to be mad. And I don't know, y'all. I'm from California. I'd be frustrated with that
Yeah,
shit.
when they do their movies though, they don't include us. So if it's a Hispanic director with Hispanic cast, they're not gonna include us unless it's
It
No,
a
let
wasn't
me
Afro
nobody in Don the
Latino.
Dust. It wasn't
no,
no black people. Oh, go ahead, Mia.
no. Let Sharice finish.
I was just gonna say, unless it's a Afro Latino, like a movie where the Afro Latina is centered or Latino is centered, they're not including us in their movies.
They didn't include the black man who was with Selena, who is her backup singer in the movie, until they played the playback at the end. So what the fuck is we talking about? Like, it's a
Mm.
lot of stuff that got left out of. It was a black man. I don't care if he was Latina. That nigga was black, and they didn't mention nothing about that culture. Include it, show it, give us an example, nothing. So okay.
Lynn, no, I came up to say, I wanted to I just really wanted to validate what you were saying because, down here in Florida, like we have like a lot of Mexicans down here, so I never really understood the dynamic until I went to Santa Monica. No, is it Santa Monica? I don't know, but I was there
In
for a week
California?
in California.
Oh, okay. Santa
Yeah,
Monica
is Santa
is
Monica
a
in California?
place. Yeah.
Okay, I went there to go visit my cousins for a week, like a couple of years ago, and I'm gonna just tell you this, because like you say, you're from California. I completely understand exactly how you felt because being around the Mexicans down here in Florida my whole life, but then going to that type of place, it's like how dare you even ask that? The way they be acting, it's real different. It's really really motherfucking different. The way like people Mexicans be acting towards black people on that side versus on this side because it be crazy, like
Girl, they be
crazy.
mad. They be mad when you look better than them. They
It's
be mad when you look better. Like, literally, it's happened to me and it's happened to my sister. Like, and they will completely vocalize it to you too. They like they will say shit like, you know, I'm supposed to look better than a black woman, or look at me, I look better than her. And it's like, you think because you Mexican, like, lady, are you crazy? Like, it's crazy out here. Like, and they do this fake ass like togetherness thing. They be like black and brown pride, but it's really not black and brown pride. That shit is a farce. What is it called? A far like it's fake. It's not
Yeah, Farce,
real.
you was right.
And then
You
the black men play into that stupid shit. I saw a video today about how like I don't know if one of y'all, no, I saw it on Instagram. It was a white one, it was a mixed black woman. She's her mom is white and her dad is black. And she was like, y'all know what I noticed? That it's a dangerous, like, a white woman who don't have black woman friends is a dangerous white woman, and if she has like a black husband, because why don't you have black woman friends? Like, she was saying that about her own mom. And I feel the same way about like Mexican people, because black men try to make it seem like, oh, we come together, like, and that's not the truth. Like, they fucking hate us. They fucking hate us. I saw a gay Mexican man say that his family will rather him bring home another man than a black woman.
see, that's crazy. That's Girl, that is so crazy because down over here, I think it's because I think they're more Americanized because the Mexicans here, we have a large population down here in
Are
Florida.
they Mexican or are they other shit and you just calling them Mexican?
But, oh.
Cause I'm sure they Cuban.
Damn,
If
Yeah,
if
East.
I'm
if,
like, nigga,
if a guess is
are
gonna
they
be, if
like,
I'm a guess, they Cuban. If I'm a
Damn,
guess, they
East.
Cuban and Puerto
wait,
Rican.
come on,
Or a
E.
Salvadorian. Damn.
When is her birthday, Mia? Do you go by
Oh,
Mia or
happy birthday,
Drika?
Drika.
You could, girl,
It's
I
your
could call me
birthday,
Drika,
Mia.
Mia,
Friday,
Okay.
It's
Friday.
your birthday on the
Yeah.
It's
East Coast.
officially your birthday on my side. I don't know where y'all at, but it's
Ayy.
officially
But
12
she gotta
o'clock.
have
So happy
flowers though.
birthday.
Happy
Oh, thank
birthday.
you.
Liv, why you
Oh,
do
it
me
ain't
like
her
that?
birthday yet.
You gonna bust me out like that? No, they is Mexican. They Mexican,
How you
but
know they Mexican?
cause they be
Do they have the flag?
yeah, because they be
No, it's
listening to Mexican music and they be doing Mexican
they
stuff.
all listen to all the same music, man.
They be Mexican. I'm telling you, I know my
All
Mexicans.
right, all right. Let me find out they Guatemalan.
From Ecuador.
The Ecuadorians like, damn, East.
I'll be like, bitch, these is Peruvians. What are you talking about?
Like, man, these
No,
people are
no,
from Cuba.
there's a difference. There's a difference. There's a difference. There's
Oh
really a
Lord.
difference, y'all. But don't get me to up here airing out my grievances about what Mexicans be doing because y'all know I'm good for it.
They do it online. I see it online a lot. And I have a lot of family on the West Coast. We moved from Washington State to Atlanta when I was little. So we go back often to the West Coast. So we have family in California. So I get it for sure.
You know that just pissed me off because in my field of research of about the movie before, like I was like, oh, I'm gonna take a break from looking at the signs and shit. I fucking saw, I like that's what took me down a rabbit hole. The Mexicans, like they fucking pissed me off because I started seeing all the videos about like how it was lacking Mexican representation and how they was there too. And I'm like, why is y'all always trying to get in on some shit with us? Like, why is y'all always trying to like, but y'all don't fucking like us. Y'all don't correct y'all parents about liking us. Y'all don't try to correct the history about like not liking us. Like, it's fucking crazy. It's crazy. Like this Mexican girl was talking to me today, my coworker, and she was telling me about how, oh, it's unfair how they, deporting people, and then at the same time they bringing in these white people from South Africa because of a G side. I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, do you know what happened in South Africa? And she was like, well, no. And I was like, typical. I was like, you don't know what's going on out there. You really believe that it was a G, like the black people killing the YT people, unalive and sorry, out there.
That's what they think. What's going on?
Yeah,
Yes.
they think there's
Lord.
this weird vendetta against the white Afrikaners, but it's like, no, y'all just don't like the fact that apartheid is coming to its conclusion, which it should have a long time
I'm
ago.
about to
They
say,
don't like equality.
But
That's
that's
why
the
they're
portrait
here.
that they saying. T Rump lied and said that's what was going on. But my point is that that people is really believing it, and they're not taking a step back and being like, is that accurate or not? Like looking into it, they like, yeah, typical, yeah, black people, unaliving people, like yeah, and I'm like, what are you talking about? That is not what's going on. And
Well,
I was like, do you know what apartheid is? Oh,
Hold
go
on, you
ahead,
know the
sir.
so he had some photos he had showed on that meeting, and they went back and found out like he actually the one of the photos from the Congo, one was a memorial for someone. Like he like literally showed fake photos. Talking about this is the evidence I have. This motherfucker showing fake photos.
and that's why when they get here, I'm gonna call them Afrikaners with a motherfucking hard R, real hard.
Afrikaners is
Hey,
crazy.
hey, I love that though. I love it for them. I love that they're already uncomfortable as fuck in the United States. It's like,
Go
I
back
don't
to
want to
But
your.
speak
that's the
English. I don't
point.
want to be
Hold up.
here.
But that's the point. The point is to cause racial tension. That's the thing. That's done on purpose. So it's not just YT people. It's YT people who feel some type of way about black people already.
Yeah, but y'all don't. I mean, white people be
Perpetuate.
so racist. They be racist against other white people from different countries. You know what I'm saying? Like white people be like, you gotta be a special. When I realized that white people was racist against Jewish people, I said you gotta be a special type of racist to be racist against other white people. Like that's a high level. That's elite racism. You know what I mean?
It's stupidity. Like I
Yeah.
screenshot this today and I was like, "Ooh, Tara would love this." It was a lady giving a speech. Ironic. It happened to be I think I don't know what she was. Oh, maybe she was Arabic, but she said they got y'all so busy fighting a gender war to keep you from fighting a class war. And I was like, clock it. They got you so busy fighting an ethnicity war to keep you from fighting a class war. They got you so busy fighting a diaspora war to keep you from fighting a class war. They got you so busy fighting all this stuff to keep you from clocking YT supremacy. Clock it. Because now come on.
But we always clocking white tea supremacy. Like we can multitask. We know them. We know exactly what the motherfuckers are doing.
We,
But I
black
feel some type of
women,
way about them constantly telling us, "Oh, y'all should be focusing on something else." No, we're gonna focus on our personal experiences. Like the class system fucks with everybody. Like why we always gotta fight every fucking thing? We gonna talk about what impacts us in our personal lives. Fuck y'all, because that's always the case.
That's what
yeah,
black women rest looks like to me. Like I'm okay. Well, I'm going to focus on black women and children. I don't have the capacity for everything else. That's what rest looks like for me.
That's
yeah,
what
but
gave me that white man, Alabama white man. I gave him the. That's what gave me the had me giving him the side eye a couple months ago because we talking about some. Oh yeah, well racism isn't really a problem. It's classism. That should pause immediately. So, because when they say that, whenever white people say, "Oh, well, once we solve capitalism or once we solve classism, all the other problems will be solved." No, bitch, and that's
no.
We
yeah,
can
that's
do
like no,
no
that
shit
solves
without getting rid
your
of this
problem.
other shit.
Uh huh.
That's
That
the
solves your
thing.
problems. It don't solve everybody else's problem.
But so that's what I was saying, Tara, and actually is that this lady who was clocking this wasn't a black woman. Black women already been clocked this. Y'all are the ones who are barely coming to this realization and speaking out against it. We have already been speaking out against that. And not only that, but we are silenced by our counterparts. Like black men in droves are now saying, let's not focus on that. Y'all keep focusing on the negativity and blah 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 blah. We need to have a two-family household. Like, shut up, stupid. Shut up, dumbass. Because with racism still intact, let's say we all start having two family households. What y'all think YT people gonna do next?
What do y'all think two family households are going to solve when we are our
But no, I want y'all to
community
answer that. If black
right
people
in the
start,
poverty line?
no, I want y'all to answer that. If black people start having two family households, what do y'all think YT people gonna start doing?
The same thing they did in the 50s, 60s, and 70s and 80s. Destroy it from the inside out.
Correct. Correct. You fucking idiots. You fucking dumb bunch of idiots. Even if we was like, yeah, we're gonna start getting married in droves. What the fuck is that gonna do? They just gonna find another way to lock up black men or another way to medically unalive black women. Like what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I'm just tired of people saying what we should be talking about, what we need to focus on, but don't be nowhere to be found to like be part of that conversation when we going through the shit. That should be annoying. I think black women saying fuck the noise, we gonna talk about our fucking stories will impact us despite what else happens in society. Cause shit get fucked up. Yeah. We've been saying the shit forever. Motherfuckers wasn't listening. So right now We're gonna prioritize ourselves and the shit that impacts us on a day-to-day fucking basis. Fuck y'all in y'all system. Cause like it's never gonna be enough for y'all. But y'all motherfuckers ain't lining up to do nothing. You can kiss my ass with that.
Yeah, I agree.
And they are like, we're the ones that are so close to white supremacy when they're the ones trying to assimilate it at every turn.
We are the embodied. We are the antithesis. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. We the opposite of white supremacy in every type, in every facet of the
Sure.
way. Worcestershire, wakacha. We
Worcestershire. Worcestershire.
Worcester,
Where's sure?
Worcester.
Worcestershire.
No, I told y'all how to say it. Y'all wasn't
I
listening.
Where's sure?
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
That brown sauce. There we go.
Mia
Somebody,
say Arthur.
somebody put in the comments, Liam parents. I said, okay, you know what? You're right.
Mia say Arthur.
Happy birthday. Go to hell.
Say
Because Arthur
Arthur.
is the author. Y'all messy. I'm over here still trying to do my hair. I ain't started it, but I'm doing it.
Let me go to sleep, y'all. I'm acting like I don't gotta work tomorrow early in the fucking morning. Who the fuck told me to do this stupid shit? I hate it here.
Oh, thank y'all for the gifts. I didn't even realize. Thank y'all for the gifts. I appreciate it. I'm gonna
I
go
thought
live tomorrow.
What you doing with your hair? You can ready to go out?
Oh hell no! I'm old, Sheree. I'm tired. I'm gonna go eat tomorrow and probably be ready for bed. But I gotta do my hair tonight, and so I'm gonna be up to probably like 3 or 4 in the morning. Who knows?
What you finna do to your hair?
I gotta wash and flat iron it, so it's gonna be a journey.
Yeah, it's a journey.
Uh-oh, she flat
Yeah,
That's a lot of
ironing.
hair.
Period. Camera on your live tomorrow.
maybe because I don't fuck. I cut it before I washed. I had just was chopping at it randomly, so I don't know. I don't know if it's. I don't know.
That's some Gemini
We'll see
shit.
how uneven it is, huh?
I said that's some Gemini shit to just be cutting at your hair.
Unnecessarily as well. Like,
Right.
what was the reason?
I
My
just
the
doing shit.
conniptions. Like, what'd you do to your hair?
Lord, hopefully it blend. I'm gonna make it blend with some curls. That's how you make it blend. Put some curls in.
Mm,
Just throw some curls in it, let it blend.
feather it
But
out.
yeah.
My best friend is a Gemini. She used to just be cutting her little. She had a curl, just a big curl for a minute. She cut it all the way down until it was like a very short curl. Eventually,
Not too much. Not too much on Gemini's cutting our hair. Cause you starting to sound
you're a
valid. But
Gemini too.
Tara don't think, yeah, Tara think you full of
thank y'all
shit.
for
I
the
just
What's
want you to
shit.
know.
Tara? You a
I told
Scorpio?
you. I
Y'all
told
full of
you.
shit.
Tara, are
Mm-mm.
you a Scorpio?
A
Nah.
Libra.
I ain't none of
Oh,
that
hold
shit.
on. What's wrong with a Scorpio? Listen, if you ever see a
I
Scorpio
don't
cut
find
their,
nothing wrong.
I'm a
Yo,
Scorpio. If you ever see us cut
yellow
our
chick a
hair,
Nah,
it's
fuck that
because,
Scorpio.
Scorpio shit. Those men
right?
are diabolical.
Oh no, I don't claim the men.
No.
The motherfuckers is demons. I don't claim the
Them
Yeah.
men.
and
Tell
Cancer
y'all
men,
this.
diabolical.
If y'all ever see a Scorpio cut her hair, she going through a mental health crisis. I'm gonna tell you, because there's only 2 times I done cut my hair off, and both times a bitch was losing her fucking marbles.
That's valid. Gemini's be cutting our hair for no fucking reason. Just because you like, you know what? I feel like it today.
Just like I need this to look like this.
Just dumb. All right. Good night, y'all. For real this time.
Good night.
Good
Good
night,
night.
and be careful.
Nightland.
No, Tara is a Libra.
I ain't shit. Y'all
Uh,
just hold up. Y'all just making shit up. You
I
be
I
acting
read
read.
Libra though.
that shit. Hold up, real
You're
quick.
smart as shit.
No, hold up. Since y'all want to talk about that shit, don't mean nothing. What y'all talking about?
Then why you be acting like a Libra though? Then
No, you just make
What's that
that. That's
about?
like
you
the
just making shit
inflated
up.
definition. Just be making shit up. That shit is wild.
Where
It
my
is
Lisa? Wait.
literally science that they have studied, and there
Mm-hmm.
is something to do with when you were born in your mother's
No,
womb,
what's some
the
niggas'
time
name?
of
Fuck
year,
that.
and the
What's
time.
some hold up? What's
Mm-hmm.
some scientist's name? What's
Mm-hmm.
that
Oh,
name?
it's Eric astrology in them. That it was in my
Mm-hmm.
man. Mm-hmm.
Look at you just making shit up. Y'all some fucking liars. That shit is crazy.
Nah, that
Read
shit
it.
is real. It's too
It's a
real for
nigga. A nigga
me.
wrote a book. His name is Astronomus.
Too many
Mm.
confirmations for me to be.
No, y'all just believe anything. That's what I know. I know this. Like
You
Not
believe
everything.
me.
it.
Not me.
No,
That's not
I've
me.
learned that on the internet. People just believe whatever. Y'all just be saying
Not
whatever.
me, honey. I'm the type to go read about it, look it up, research it, do the most.
I
And
need
from what
something to
I've
push
done,
me to
and I
crazy.
even stand on the other side of myself and say, hey, maybe this ain't right. But astrology, I just can't. It is right, but it's not right in the way that a lot of
No,
people
hold
try
on,
to
real quick,
paint it.
real quick. No, it's not right. It's some bullshit. It's some vague bullshit. The constellations that y'all like, oh, this means something. Them fuckers ain't even the same position they were when they came up with that shit. Not y'all black and talking about some Greek astrology. Where the fuck, like, no, all of it's some
And like
bullshit.
astrology has been
I don't know
colonized
how
too.
constellation is.
I was
Yeah,
about to say
y'all.
astrology. Astrology was taken by white folks. You know, white people can't map a motherfucking thing. So I think astrology was taken. But one thing I do think, I think it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be
Y'all
13
using them
months.
niggas. Y'all using them niggas' names though. Y'all ain't changed shit. Y'all using the same shit.
Yeah, but I do think it was. I don't know where I read it, but I think I read somewhere that it's supposed to be 13 months, not 12.
Yeah, it is supposed to be 13 months.
Okay. Because I was like, but yeah, I read somewhere that it's actually the Africans, um, when the original people that mapped it, they had 13 months and not 12 months, and then, white people got a hold of it, did what the fuck they did.
Y'all motherfuckers believe anything them people tell y'all.
Not Tara yelling at us.
My son just woke
You
up
jumping off a
because he's
bridge?
not feeling that well, so my silence is not just me conceding or anything. My son is up.
Yeah, because I'm always be a Scorpio. Because it'd be
I'm
too
just
much.
saying.
It'd be
I
too
heard
much.
conceded. I said, who conceded? I'm tripping.
Because I
Trying to
look
talk
too
about this
good to be
astrology
doing this.
thing, but I got my kid up.
Yeah, because I know one thing: white folk ain't created enough to create astrology. You ain't gonna
And the
convince
sad
me.
thing is, white people have their own system of paganism. They just let the Romans destroy it. It's
They
like,
sure
y'all got
did.
your own shit. Y'all just don't want to unearth it again.
No, y'all
Mm-mm.
adopted that bullshit. Y'all just as bad.
Mm-mm. No, Tara. First of all, girl, it's like you gotta think. It's gotta be something to it, to the time and the
It don't be
date.
some
And
bullshit. No, because it's a lot more to that. Because some of y'all fucked up because y'all families ain't shit. That's what it is to it.
No,
That's what
but
it is.
they have environmental astrology, which breaks it down like where you are and your environment as well.
Them niggas,
yeah,
So
it
it
could
can
break it
get
down
real
to.
them
specific.
niggas
It
don't
could
be
break.
saying no, fuck that. They don't be saying shit. They don't be saying a motherfucking thing.
Hey,
Like,
y'all
oh,
hear
you
I'll
something?
want
let her
you.
have it.
They be saying crazy shit. Like
They be saying something.
you got great things coming. You like, yeah, that's the Aquarius in me. Let them people play with y'all.
I don't believe in psychic astrology or telling the future with astrology. I mean, I know that you can, but I don't really exercise that. what I do believe in is that the movements and the relative positions of the planets and the stars and all that at the time that you were born has something to do with how you came into this world. So as simple as that for me,
So hold on, let me
because
say
I
this
know
real
like how I
quick.
was during my pregnancy. Like I know how I was when I got pregnant. And then I know what was going on during like those seasons. I think that they matter to how it affects your mother during the time that she's carrying you and then when she has you as well. Because when we think about postpartum, how am I going to be affected differently because I had a baby in the wintertime, maybe during like a time where seasonal depression hits versus the summertime where everybody's doing something, but I can't do anything. Like,
No,
how,
to your
what's the difference?
question, yeah, that's a valid thing because like motherfuckers somewhere you're not supposed to be. They butch ass against the water. Yeah, you stressed out. But to say that that's defining who you are as a person, all that, no, you just get depressed sometimes in a year.
I think it has some play on how
Y'all want that
you
shit back.
become in the womb.
Y'all want
No,
that
I'ma
shit
still
back.
believe it though. I'ma still believe it.
I
I
Cause
just
know.
why the motherfucking
How
Virgos be
you
acting like
are.
that?
I think that
Why do
how
you
you
acting like
experience
that?
things. Oh,
Go ahead,
I was gonna
Malisa.
say, I think that how you
Melissa.
experience certain. Hey y'all, happy birthday, Mia.
It ain't even her
Um,
birthday yet.
Thank you. On
I thought y'all
Dayside,
said
yes it is.
it's
Oh,
12/22.
Mhm.
well, my
But
Damn,
baby.
you mad that they telling me happy birthday? What the fuck? You like what the hell? That
I'm
it's starting
stressed.
to
My
sound
baby
like you
is
hating.
stressed.
Damn, she's like, it ain't her birthday. Damn, let me have her birthday. Go ahead, Malisa, because you about to cook, because she hating. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say I do feel like how I experience things during my emotions with my pregnancy is something I can somewhat correlate to how I see my children's sort of behaviors are sometimes. Like I was more quiet with the first one, more outgoing and eat more with my second one. And with the third one, I was pretty really regulated because I was a good bit older. So I think there is something to that with the experience in utero does play somewhat to that. I don't think it impacted me as much when I was pregnant, but I do see how I went through my pregnancy affecting how I see them behave
Yeah, because
emotionally sometimes.
some summer babies are terrible people. Ooh, she's so fine.
It's a summer baby, so
I know.
relax.
I threw it out there.
I love this. I need this Tara for tomorrow. This is so cute. Good night, B.
Thank you. Happy birthday.
Thank y'all. My
Good night,
birthday.
Vix.
I love this. This is so freaking cute. I need this. Because the one I made is stupid. This is cute. Damn, y'all, I'm getting old on my birthday. Damn.
You can't be falling into those ideals that you getting old, girl.
You about to crash out.
I'm about to crash. I told them the other day, I be lying about how old I am on here, and I keep getting closer to the age that I be lying about. I'm just like,
Now,
I be
you know,
saying that I'm
you
older
guys know
than what
that
I am,
episode. You
and
know
it's
that
creeping up.
episode of Seinfeld when that guy was shaving his head bald, and he was like, "I'm gonna grow it out for you," and that his head grew back, and that shit was bald. Like you better stop fucking with them numbers.
I ain't see that.
Ain't no niggas watch Seinfeld, but that's funny.
I watched Seinfeld.
I like Seinfeld. You know George
Oh.
We
George
didn't
Cos-
have cable. I watched Seinfeld.
same. We didn't have no cable. We watched Seinfeld. You know George Costanza was in his 30s when he was on Seinfeld.
Dang.
It didn't look
Uh-huh.
like it.
Ooh.
That was a hard 30.
That's a hard 30.
Not Lady Q talking about she did too. That must be an East Coast thing.
Wait, is he the bald one? The short bald one?
Yeah, the short bald one. He was in his 30s during that show. I love me some Seinfeld. And you know what else I like? I like Frasier.
No,
That
you
shit was
couldn't.
boring. That shit was boring.
I liked it. I liked
No,
it.
but shout out to Seinfeld because when Chris Rock was being a coon, that nigga was like, "No, I ain't doing it."
Oh damn.
That, and I was like, yeah, I fuck with that.
Oh, he stopped him from doing it.
Yeah,
No,
he
he was
stopped him
calling him
from.
out on it.
Yeah, what was it? Louis, whatever his name is, the bald headed, redhead white man was like, "Oh, well, we could say the N word," and then Chris Rock was like, "Yeah, say it. I'm cool with it." And then Seinfeld was like, "Nah."
Damn.
He's been problematic. I don't know how people. He only had one joke, and I never liked him seriously. Like as a comedian, I always felt that something was wrong. And then when he took his mask away after his wife, whatever went on with his wife or whatever, he really showed his predatory nature and how bitter he was that in spite of all the fame and money that he had, he couldn't buy into the lifestyle that he wanted. So he was, and you could just feel the vitriol he had for women. I never liked him.
Yeah.
It's just something about him that just always made it so that he was uncomfortable for me to watch. And then when they started making the crab hand stuff about him, I would only look at it just so I could laugh in my head about how they said his hand looked like crab claws.
And that's why his ass got his ass slapped on stage. Good for him.
No, he a bitch. And y'all astrology some bullshit.
I had came up because y'all was talking about the movie.
That's the Libra in you. See, that's because you're a
Some
Libra.
bullshit. That's crazy. Y'all just be saying anything.
Libras gotta be contrarians. No, I'm just saying. That's not a true thing about Libras. I'm just talking.
Oh, I know.
I'm gonna go look up some Libra stuff and come back. I'll be right back.
I really do not believe in generalizations when it comes to the signs because of the birth charts. They're so specific. So you could be a Libra, but you might have like so many different places that you could essentially come off as something else if you only know the basics. So me, I'm a Cancer, but I have all these Leo placements. So I might come off to a Leo as some or something like that. Like I think that it's so specific because it can even get environmental. Like what area were you born in? I fuck with it. It's so interesting to me.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I would have to do my own, even if it's biased, my own sort of anecdotal thing. Now, I do have a lot of people who, according to how it's put together, that are Geminis that are all about to have a bunch of birthdays in the next few weeks. But I don't, there's only two of them who really are symbiotic, but I think that's more so because that's my mom and my daughter, not because of when they were born. It's just the proximity, bloodline, kind of sort of behavioral stuff. I don't know if that's about their signs because there's other people with the same signs, and one of my best friends, she definitely doesn't act like my daughter. So I don't know.
But it relates. Gemini relates to the topic that Terry had up about sinners with the twins, because the twins represented that. Like they
I
were.
don't know. That movie was
You think? Yeah. Oh, you ain't like it.
I when he first announced it, he said, "I'm gonna put out a movie about black vampires." So silly me was super liking horror movies and liking things that are sci-fi or whatever, was looking for
for lack of a different way to describe it, like the Black Twilight, like where you start your own lore about Black vampirism. So that's what I was anticipating for the last 4 years. You could have knocked me over with a feather as big as I am when it was a period piece, and the people that should have left hurt, angry, or confused got to choose like a pick your own end book. That's how I felt about it. Um, because depending on where you sit in the race of white people, you got to either be angry because you were part of the K people that he unalived right before he unalived, or you could be like the pedestalized mother who they made her seem like this ever so loving person who deserved all of this adoration in her death. Oh, sorry, in her not being there anymore. Or you could be the middle person who got the take from everybody that, got turned. And I was like, this ain't what I came here to see. I was here for some people to get, some maybe almost Blade kind of thing. I didn't know what to think. I thought it was going to definitely be something that I was going to look for some excitement and some action and stuff like that. When I saw what I saw, then on top of it, and I know this is super biased, but it's just how I do things. I might not remember that this came out and I saw it in 2025 in terms of the dates and the time. But typically something that I'm excited about, usually, especially like a movie or something, will have something in the soundtrack that felt like it was calling out to me. There's not any music that's in that movie that spoke to me. It's music that I might remember or be able to recognize, the juke joint part or whatever. For the most part, maybe one of those would stand out, but there was nothing that resonated with me in the soundtrack. I was like, even if you couldn't figure out or you didn't want to put it in the movies, you could have did like they did with that horrible Rihanna song that they put at the end of the other movie. So I was like, So then I sat back and I was like, okay, so you went into it with expectations, which was on you. So what did he do well? He did some things well in how he portrayed the sexuality of women, which I sort of, the whoever did the casting of the people and who they were supposed to be. Okay, you had a quadroon Asian man and a quadroon white woman. So, and they looked to be what they were. So casting, he did, I think, for the most part, well, in terms of how he put people in the roles that they were. The idea that the thing that I wanted the most out of the movie could have been substituted for any other sort of quote unquote evil entity. It didn't matter that it was a vampire, was something that pissed me off. The idea that they had it turn into like a musical. I was like, what the fudge is happening here? I didn't feel what I wanted to feel about it. And then everyone just being so enamored with it, I picked apart the things that I could see the good in it, but at the end of the day, it definitely was a super disappointment overall. But there were some things that you could tell that he was attempting to speak to us messaging wise about our own rituals and beliefs and whatever have you, which is what primarily kept people alive. And then he also kept it real with saying that, at the end of the day, people gonna pick their own people, because the one person who could have recognized that, yes, your daughter is out there, but everybody in here has somebody that they love. Everybody in this place has somebody on the other side of that door that they love. You are not independent of that, independent with that sort of idea. So the fact that she was willing for everybody else to unalive because she was more important, or her family was more important than everyone else's, was a truth that I sort of appreciated. I think he was trying to give us like this sort of like moment when they, when he unalived the guys who came to the juke joint the next morning or whatever. One of the things, like as a movie critic without any feelings, is like when you unalive one of the primary antagonists in the movie, unless you thought it all out and you've written all the other like prequels and other parts, because I believe he was intending to make this like a universe, you
destabilize your opportunity for success because you don't know when people are not going to buy into your product. So the idea that he unalived that dude, and now the notion would be that everything is going to go backwards, and explain who all these other people were, the Native Americans who were chasing him. How did he get there to begin with? Just sort of like the glimpses of things that he wanted from the movie. I could see it, but I couldn't feel connected. I felt way more connected to Nope as something that was unique for Black people than I could ever have felt for this movie. And I think part of that is just because I wanted more from it, and I got absolutely less than it. And people around me are acting like it's the best thing they've ever seen, and I didn't want to persuade anybody to feel negatively about something that seemingly they love.
But let me add this to y'all because I think this is interesting. A lot of times in like in scary movies, right? When the man is like this scary movie, it's like, he the predator, he the one causing harm. But women tend to be like something wrong with her or whatever. And it's not lost on me, even though they wasn't Black women, that the person who went out and exposed them, or the one who welcomed the people in, were women. And that's interesting because it's like it go back to Mia's point with them glorifying the crime, but the women acting, it was like, oh, y'all the ones always messing up. And it's the idea that like this is why women need men's guidance, because without men, y'all make foolish mistakes.
That makes a lot of sense. Go ahead.
I mean, yes, but I think that where he showed, which was to me another negative message, is it would be your own people, because his own brother is who was intending to steal all of what's her name, Annie, whatever, was the one that was trying to steal all of her wisdom, and she knew she was the wisest of everyone. Had she not been who she was and as wise as she was, they would have been gone. They would have been gone from the get, had it not been for her being who she was and staying steadfast to her traditions and beliefs. So I do think that while I certainly see where he missed the mark for me in a lot of ways, for us in general, in my opinion, I do see where she showed where it's always us shouldering things, but we have to lose so much in the process. And it's this idea that, oh, you have to unalive in order to get the happiness that you seek. So that bothered me too, because y'all know I'm an atheist. So that definitely, the afterlife though, I was
But
like,
not only
no.
that, but it's not only that though, because it's like her trying to provide protection, or her, like, it was all for like protecting that man. That was crazy too. Cause like, why she couldn't figure out a way to protect, all that energy should have been protecting herself. What the fuck? That's some bullshit.
But it is important to point out that the women were the ones who they claiming introduced the things, because it does paint the picture that they that when you allow women to think for themselves, they act a fool or whatever. Because the first initial exposure was when she went outside to try to talk to them about getting money, which is a very dominant thing to do, to negotiate, especially when you think of those time frames, trying to negotiate for the business, right? And then she brings back that, and she came in and she bit him. Then going to the Asian woman, like, her man was the victim. He ain't stupid for going out there, not watching his back, not paying attention to what's going on, not being mindful. He gets to be this jolly, good man who just was a victim of something. And here she is, like, she gets to take the responsibility of trying to save her family, or whatever, however you want to call it. Like, that is an important part to me, that the women were the ones who introduced it. But then also, one more thing also plays into that a lot of men get caught up because of women, right? Even when you think about criminal things, they say that it's the women who are used as a dangling carrot. And I think that was interesting.
she
That's
had never been there, that movie could have been vastly different. But one of the things that bothered me was the notion that had she not been there, it was intended for those same people to not be there. That bothered the shit out of me. That either way that they had gone, whether her presence had not been there, there was a sort of process that was going to happen to, if not all of them, whoever was left that next day, that it was intended for those people to not make it one way or the other. That bothered the shit out of me. That they were going to get got regardless as to what else was going on. That pissed me off too.
I think that was an interesting fate, like an interesting aspect of fate. But I definitely do see what Drika is saying, because they definitely always, and Tara, because they definitely always make a story or something of how women were the downfall of something. So even that man, the Asian woman's husband, he went out there by himself, knowing all that danger was out there. Went out there by himself to get the car. And if he didn't, how would they have been affected? Because his wife ultimately chose to protect her daughter over all of what they were going through at that time. Which a lot of people were saying, "Oh, she was so wrong for doing that." But I kind of was like, "Well, dang, as a mother, your first thought is like, okay, my daughter's out here. How am I going to protect this from happening to my daughter?" And as a mother, I felt that, because it's like, if we don't all die today excuse me, if we don't all off today for this stuff, then what's gonna happen?
Well, I mean, but if we're looking at who's the real responsible party, it's the two people who were running from their poor choices with two major negative entities, right? The Irish and the whoever it was, I can't remember the other, that they had run from in Chicago, that saw that there was red fluid on the floor of the place that they purchased. And they made this reckless decision to put these people in this isolated place in the woods, knowing that there was still very much decay presence in that particular time, in that place, especially because it was still very much separated. That's why they showed the black side of the street where the husband, who was a quadroon, the Asian quadroon guy, worked, versus the woman who was on the white side of the street where the wife worked, because she was in her, whatever. And that's why certain businesses were on that side of the street, in my opinion. So I mean, to me, they were to blame. They brought the chaos that ensued. Everybody would have not been there that night and been wherever they had been the whole time, had they not decided that they needed to figure out how to pursue in one of the more reckless ways to try and make money off of their own people. Had they not made that choice, none of those people would have been in that same scenario, perhaps.
Thank you, Black Baby. I'm multitasking. I can't type, but no, I agree with you, Marisa. I think it's layered. I think that it's multiple reasons why things played out the way they played out, but the desire to have money is why they was willing to do what they did. Because if you think about the scene, and them trying, they wanted to show that they was on the same playing field. Like, they really wanted that YT man to know that they were equal, like that they were men too. They were trying to prove their humanity, and that's why they overpaid him for that place. It's a lot. It's like, I don't know. It's so layered. It's crazy.
It is, and I think
That's my
it makes
problem.
it a good movie, because I feel like when you can have that discourse about the layers in it, I think that's what makes it good.
I agree.
I mean, it is a movie that provokes thought. I'll leave it at that. You can decide in 2025, where we exist today, whether whether I can be genuinely, able to sit with and say that I feel confident that this was intended for us to see something out of it that would enrich us. I'm fighting with that. That's just, that notion.
But that's the point I was
But
making earlier,
oh, go ahead.
Milisa. Because
Hmm.
because it's always that, right? Because we've learned that when black men talk about the community, they talking about themselves, right? So this idea that like, oh, it's for us. No, it was for them. It was for them. Like the women were supporting actors for the males, the story, right? Like there was like what perspective we get from women. We got none. Like this woman lost her baby and this nigga ran off. She didn't by herself to grieve by herself to go through all that. And yet the same thing at the same time, oh, but you was protected. I made sure you was protected. What the fuck?
I think they left to go to the military. So I didn't necessarily.
Them niggas was committing
Hmm?
crime.
Yeah,
That
but
nigga
they
was
went to the
They were in
military as
Chicago.
well.
yeah, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
he
they
didn't come home after he came out of the military. That nigga
yeah,
was
he went to Chicago.
yes,
Came out the
I agree that
military.
that after that, but I think that I wonder if
That was
he
from
would have
us
been,
too, my
huh?
Lisa. No telling what they was doing when they was in the military. How we know they wasn't pillaging when they was out there? We know a part of war is break.
That's what I'm saying. Him to come right back to her after the on the heels of that, like leaving, because they were supposed to be, I guess, if I had to guess, like in their 20s, maybe 30s, I guess, presumably, somewhere in their 20s, because they made it sound like the girl who they got raised with was in her 20s. Like everybody was just coming of a age to be an adult, so they were all relatively young prior to that 7 years or 8 years that they had been away, but they had experienced a lot of different stuff based on their choices poorly to go and try and pursue, illegal activities and being taken away from war. So I don't know that two wayward brothers who were supposedly abused or whatever that happened to them in their childhood would have been the best thing for her, because even though she was left to grieve, she still did what we do and she held it all together. She had her own business, but she was making her own money and she was self-sufficient regardless as to what else had gone on. So to me, she's the only redeeming part of like us in that. To me, everything else was like you got to do so much mental acrobatics in order to try and figure out if you think that this was something that he was intending for us to feel good about. Whereas with her, I felt like her presence, other than the after part of her not being there anymore, up until that point, even her including saying that she knew that him being able to have access to her knowledge and stuff, because you knew he was going to get access to everything that she ever knew, she was still that part of us. That's the only thing I really felt a connection with. Everything else, the music, the other stuff, the scenery, the triggering sort of traumatic history of things, and how people got to choose which version of them regardless as to who they were. No one felt like, sometimes you leave out of something and you're the bad guy, right? You're the antagonist. You could lie to yourself and pretend and put your mask back on or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, when you're watching something, it's just, there should be a very easy thing to say that this is the bad guy and these are y'all people and all of this is connected and interrelated. And the idea that everybody else could pick and choose if they wanted to be the hero or the villain or the this or the that, that was not for me. It definitely was not for me, that there was, even in that movie, and I guess this is just maybe just comes off as bigoted, like there still was a YT hero. That his intent
Yeah.
as even as the supposed um vampire, that he was quote unquote saving them and bringing us all together. And I said, I know you effing lying. I waited 4 years to see this.
And that's the point I was talking about. Cause like, if anybody bring people together, what group of people do that?
Right. And I also think I don't think that Ryan Coogler wanted us to see it or analyze it in the way that we are. I think he'll be shocked to hear this version of it because a lot of people wasn't talking about it like this. I think he wanted us to see. I think he wanted us to believe what a lot of the men want us to believe is that it's duality in them, that they can do bad things and still be good. And the Irishman role of him saying that he's good is also a perfect example of him wanting to be able to do bad things and then say he good. I I just think that it to me it just puts it allows men to be deplorable and it be normalized because they also have this other side, and it's okay. It might not be okay, but we just gotta accept it. Whereas nobody understood, or there's no way to understand that there's duality in the Asian woman of her being in a situation where she want to prioritize her child and herself. Yeah, she wrong. All that's wrong. I can read between the lines because of my intersectionality, but if you just base it on the surface of what they want us to believe about the black men and the Irish man in this situation, then why she can't get that grace? I mean, she was doing it whether we believe it or not, or however we want to put it. Her reason was for her child. The threat was against her child, and who gives a damn if you sacrifice 8 or 9 grown people for your child? I don't think that is as deplorable as it is to try to sacrifice innocent people for you to have a song, Mr. Irishman. I don't think it's noble of you to sacrifice black folk who look like you, who's struggling, trying to take them from one plantation to your alcohol-induced plantation because at least you ain't as bad as the YT man. I don't think that's noble to put somebody in that situation, but hey, they did it. So yeah, I think the way we having this conversation will probably shake the table of Ryan Coogler, who wanted us to see black men in a light that they always have put them in. I can be bad, but I'm also good.
He gave
Exactly.
both of them a happy ending. He gave both of the brothers what could be described as a happy ending. Um which is which is wild, but it is.
I think that's a lot of the reason why I wanted more. Like you kind of want to see something else because it's like you want to see the women's stories play out, even though I know that they're not going to write it in that way. You want to see more about the women that were involved in that. Like what's going on with them? I want to see a little bit more about their stories, and so much was left out.
But that's the thing that we're conditioned to feel like that's enough, and that's all the whole point I was trying to make. It's like at the end of the day, why is it that when it's supposed to be a story about us, we gotta be the support, we gotta be the second fiddle, and we don't get to speak for ourselves. Like you're not finding black women to write these roles to like okay, like you could have took 30 seconds to say something beside it, and then like to it's just so weird, like the whole the baby thing. Like I don't know, it's giving Brita, it's giving so many issues for me, and I don't know if I'm being nitpicky or not, but I think I think we shouldn't just accept these black men are speaking for us. We need to say no, our stories matter too, our voices matter too, and you can't just write whatever with us and we gonna be like, all right, we gonna ride with you. No, fuck that. That's some bullshit.
I think we should say that out loud more often and online more often because they pay attention to these online conversations. And if we did say it, they would write it. They would try to write it, or at least we can inspire more black women writers to write it.
They gotta be let in the room, and a lot of it is them not even being allowed in the room because they want to tell the story for us. because they would have to see us as equal counterparts and human for them to be like, no, we need to advocate for this. Because the point is, black men think if they're liberated, then we liberate. They want us to have the trickle down economics that they hate so much.
I think his wife was. I think his wife, which I didn't know that till after I had already seen it, was part of who helped him with the production and stuff. I don't know if she. I can't remember if they said she was a director or
That was
whatever.
wardrobe. She did wardrobe, if I'm not mistaken.
Um,
It might have been something
but
else. I could be wrong.
And that's another thing. It needs to be specifically the type of black woman that is deconstructing, because if you put a woman who is a patriarchy princess, she's going to write similar stories.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying earlier. Like, it got to be a diverse thought too.
But I do believe, because I was like, when I got online and I seen all the conversations about the Asian woman and how she ruined everything, I was like, what? She was protecting her child, and I didn't see enough conversation about that. And that kind of bothered me as well. I didn't see enough conversation about how Smoke was toxic to Annie, but I seen a lot of glorifying of that relationship. I didn't see enough conversation about the things I was looking for specifically, about how like misogyny was being perpetuated. I didn't see enough things about, the conversation that we're having now. I think is a really good one.
But that's how men see themselves. Men see themselves. That's why they love getting women pregnant and putting babies in them. Even and that shows even if the baby ain't even there. Because I can fake this vulnerability with you that I'm sad about our child to have access to you. And they want this ability to come back to women and extort them for labor. No matter if it's 7 years, it can be 10 years, it can be 1,000 years. They want to be able to come back to you, and they want to romanticize it to women because they want us to believe that we special or that they actually like us.
No, that's so real.
Yeah.
All right, did you get cut off? My bad.
No, you can go ahead. I think I landed my point with that.
I think it's so real, and I think the reason why I was immediately able to recognize that relationship dynamic is kind of toxic is because I have lost a child in a relationship, which I allowed a man to come back into my life after that had happened, and I was like looking at it like, oh, this is so toxic. How is that? Like, why are we even painting a picture? Like, why are we glorifying that? Like, we should be looking at it a little more critically and saying, yeah, the fact that she has to spend her afterlife with this man is a little, I don't know if that's a happy ending for that woman.
No, it's not. And again, it's this idea that they say that we stupid, but they constantly paint a picture that we have, that our love, when a man love us, it is that. When black men love us, that is what it is. They can abandon us the way their daddy abandoned them and then come back when they want to, when they feel like it. So when they say like, why we so stupid, because y'all keep putting propaganda that constantly is telling women, black women specifically, that our men are experiencing so many trials and tribulations that the least we could do is have open arms, open mouths, and open legs for them anytime they want. Because like if we don't, we're betraying the community. Because what are we expecting? The black man has it bad. Of course they're gonna unalive people. Of course they're gonna mess up the community, and we supposed to be there to support them because it's the YT man.
Imagine the discourse that would be going on if Annie did not accept him back. If she did stand on her 10 toes and say, you left me, and after we had this baby, like, what if she did? Like, imagine the discourse that would be had about black women. And that's why I think it's important to have it about them.
They would be saying
I
she
think it would have
better.
been hard. I think it would have been harder to. I think they still would have done it. Don't get me wrong, but I think it would have been harder because she's the key to understanding what they're facing. So they would have had to explain, and that's what I was saying. Because when I tell y'all I have overthought this, y'all know I overthink everything. So I was like, okay, if I was trying to fix this movie, how would I fix it? And the way that I imagined fixing the movie after being wildly disappointed would be that Annie was predicting, right? That everything that we saw was her rejecting him and saying why she wouldn't be with him before before all of these things happened, and she was doing what she did to predict what was going to, you know what I'm saying, like how she had done it. And that would be the way he could go back and fix all the stuff that people, had happened to them in this particular movie. Because immediately, because I was so disappointed and disconnected, I immediately started thinking about all the things because I couldn't connect to the movie while in the movie. I absolutely just was trying to unsee what I saw because it was absolutely not what I thought. I could see all his inspirations, even because they said Dawn of the Dead and stuff. Oh, sorry. Like the different things that I've seen that he said were part of his inspirations for how he made the movie, and then hearing that he didn't like, the bodily fluid that his monster, survives on was kind of weird to me. Trying to understand why you would want to make a vampire movie if you don't like the main part of vampirism, if that part of it in real life you have felt squeamishly about. I don't know how you could successfully pull it off, and I think that's why he didn't do as much with the premise of the movie, because you don't like seeing the red stuff, and I don't see how you could really put your full whatever into something that you are so much against. And I was hopeful that because he's such an anime buff, that might have been something that was really gonna make it into this like actiony kind of thing. It did nothing. I couldn't see any of that in it, and I was looking for hopefulness in that too, and it didn't happen.
I didn't know that part. I didn't know he was squeamish.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think that it was more about him putting a message in there than it was about that. That's why I think that was just like a part of it, but he really wanted to put certain messaging in there, more than anything, in my opinion. I think it was just that simple. Thank y'all. But yeah, I do want to see more. I'm not gonna lie, I do. I just want to see.
Wonder how he's gonna do with the other thing that he's doing. I'm very curious to see if that's gonna be something that turns out to be just like a good version of him being in the director's chair, kind of like how I felt leaving the first Black Panther, or something that I didn't watch it when it first came out, and now I'm glad I didn't, but I'm sad that this is what you came out with, because he's redoing what is the show? Whatever that sci-fi show is. I can't remember what the old sci-fi show is with the woman and the man. Is it FBI, CIA? I can't remember what what's the name of the show, y'all?
I don't know. I didn't know he was doing something else.
Yeah, it's that show that used to damn it. I can't remember what the show is. This show where the people wore the black suits. It was a woman and a man.
Oh, Me in Black.
No. It's a show that went on for many, many years. Yes, the X-Files. Exactly, Lady Q. Yes. He's redoing the X-Files. That's literally his active project at the moment.
Oh,
I am not a fan of redoing, especially like YT people's things. Like, can we just do branch off and do our own thing, and come up with something that's original? Because when we redo the YT people things, not only do we have to hear from them, but also it's like, I feel like we have the capacity to do something more and something better, something different, and we're just not touching it.
I
they
think that
like.
our things get slapped down because I like the other black girl. I don't know if any of y'all saw that series, but I liked it. I hadn't seen anything like it. I thought it was good, and they said, "Mm-mm,
But
get somebody else to do it."
I would like to see some black folks do anthology series that give us different stories and give us something unique. But I agree, it don't need to be a remake. It just need to be its own thing.
Right, like let it stand on its own. Why do it have to be a remake of the X Files? Could you not think of anything?
Call it something else,
Yeah, call it something else. Cause
and let
now
it
I
be
I
similar.
think they might have picked
yeah.
him for the project, and it was already going to happen. That's how I feel like it sounds, but I didn't look into it too deeply. But I think they picked him for the project, but they were going to do it regardless. That's how it seems.
Thank you, coconut. Oh, I see. But I mean, uh,
21st is crazy.
huh? I know, right? She said 21. Hey, I'm 21. Don't fuck with me. I'm gonna have my first drink tonight.
Look, now we got to watch you for all the old men because you know what they do at that point.
Damn.
The old,
All the old pers who are running about trying to.
yeah, but young one, yeah.
Hmm.
I'm already knowing.
It was funny. I thought about y'all. I ended up going out with one of my homegirls the other night just so we could, have like a sort of like just a chat, chew, whatever. And literally with a cane out there, still trying. He had no lie. He had to be at least in his 70s. If he wasn't in his 70s, he functioned as a 70-something-year-old man. It was a karaoke night that I didn't know was happening. We just went there to sort of have a drink and some food or whatever. And I just was like, what is happening here? I was like, this is so wicked. Like it's it's so sad because all these young people, young women and stuff like that, and he is just trying to serenade these girls and they are laughing, but some of them are cheering him on. It's just how we've normalized the thing that I have never not had the ick about. Is so weird. Even when we know how bad it is, it's awkward to see, that's for sure.
Yes, that is awkward. But what can you do? What can you do?
It's always awkward to see it play out and then to hear them actually speak on it is crazy. Like, oh, so that's what y'all do when y'all think that that's cool. Like they'll come on public spaces and just announce that like it just is what it is. Like you're disgusting, sir.
Very. But they think it's all right. That's what's scary. They think that shit is normal.
And that shit is weird. And I'm glad that we talk out about it at every turn that we can. Cause what the hell are y'all talking about?
That's why when you call them weird, they get upset. They don't want to be seen as weird.
Hmm. Cause they know they weird as hell.
Hmm. They know it. That's why I say call them out. Call their asses out. Tell them that they scaring you because they is scared. That's why I say y'all gotta watch Django. When Steven asked Broomhilda why she was looking like that, and she said because you scaring me, and he said why is I'm scaring you, and she said because you scary. That's how I be talking to these men. Y'all fucking scary. You got it. You win big. You win big dog. I'm scared.
No, that's real. You do gotta let them know that they scaring you. For sure. But they see it. They see it within themselves. And
I
this is in
yeah,
real life. Real life.
because they get a thrill out of us. Because don't get it twisted, they get a thrill out of us being scared. But like when you actually vocalize it, it really makes it like, no, you can't deny it. It ain't just I'm looking scared. It ain't just that your body language intimidates me. Nigga, I'm so scared. I'm telling you, I'm scared. I don't know what you about to do.
And it holds him accountable in the moment. So you knew in this moment that I was scared. I let
Yep.
you know. I told you. I voiced it. And literally, I have been in a situation where I have literally told a man like, "This is scary to me.
Yep.
I can't take this."
I think depending on the situation that you're in, they could have several different reactions to that same thing. I think their goal is to have that upper hand if there's something that they, specifically, especially if they specifically want something from you. Um, but I think there's a thing where they want to
Plausible
have,
deniability. They want plausible
oh
deniability.
yeah, oh yeah, and it's so, I don't know. I guess that's why and people are like, oh, you're triggered, you're triggered. I absolutely am. I absolutely am. When certain things occur, and men say or behave in certain ways and say, who hurt you, who did this, who did that, and they themselves 9 times out of 10 go through that somewhere in their lives with a man. Every opportunity, there's some man that you'll watch them turn into someone else if you had access to be the fly on the wall. So they understand it. But yeah, I feel away because y'all don't do that to anyone else. Like to other men, when a situation arises, you don't. In those moments, you don't. But when you see or hear a woman saying certain things, and we talk about safety or we talk about certain subjects, you act like it's inappropriate for me to say what I'm saying about feeling upset, bothered, perturbed, hurt, whatever, as if that's not normal. I'm abnormal for reacting to certain things, and you're normal for behaving in that way that causes that triggering event. That's so annoying.
I agree. I agree.
Event. That's so annoying.
I agree. I agree. It's a lot. Not somebody in here speaking Spanish. What the hell?
You want to know if he could share something with us.
Nah, I about to say I don't know what y'all say, but I know it's some bullshit.
It's some bullshit.
That's one thing I know. That's universal. The bullshit is universal. I can tell you that.
It don't matter what language you speaking. Like, yeah, that's some bullshit. No, sir. No, thank you.
He
Do you,
asking us to do some shit. I know that.
did you see the scary KYT men are collecting publicly now
The
on
what?
here, that there's a group of YT men who are creating the new K people on of TikTok, it looks like.
What? No, I ain't know
Mhm.
that.
They
I don't
are.
see that
They
neither.
are they have a song. Um it was uncomfortable, like how, because that's what made it come to mind, was like, oh, when did I last feel like that would have been, but especially them, you like, they have a archetype. So a lot of them have similarities or things that you've seen in the type of white men that definitely are if you can get away, whatever it is that you need, that whatever it is that you're doing, you can stop and go get away from this situation, because it's definitely not one you need to prioritize. It can wait. And they have a video basically saying that they're going to be proud of who they are. Some of them actually have the letters like in the caption or whatever that they have in there. Some of them have the symbols and the different things. It's like, I mean, out and proud. I said, and it's on here. So I was thinking to myself, how did so many of these videos um not get how, you know, other creators are getting flagged. And I said, I don't know why I'm asking that dumb question. I already know the answer to that, but it just felt
Right.
so horrific. So like you just know that this thing is brewing, and they are constantly making sure that people feel a way in spite of the fact that um there's a bigger monster that doesn't give a shit about any of this stuff, but they'll definitely allow you to, you know, put yourself out there if that's what y'all want to do. They've been waiting for it.
The
Like,
same. Go ahead.
no, I'm just saying this shit never end. That's all I was gonna say.
It doesn't in the same way that, like, we talk about how they are with misogyny, like those red pill podcasts and things like that. The racists are the same way. That's why there's an attack on intellectualism. Because when we talk about these things, and they're always talking about we're triggered, they're the ones that are triggered, and that's why they're doing those things.
Yep. Hands down.
Mhm.
Insecurities. Them insecurities. That's what it boiled down to.
But I encourage us to keep reading, keep talking, all the things, because that's our fight back. Period.
I agree. So I be saying like, the first step is having awareness, because a lot of the problem is that we don't be knowing stuff, and we don't know how to move. We don't know how to see it, and how to be able to protect ourselves. So awareness is key, and then you can start doing the work from there. Whatever that might be, like whatever that might look like, depending on the situation. But like the first thing is you need to know, like you need to know what's going on. Like I need to know that microaggressions exist in the workplace so that I can know to have certain boundaries. So I'm not going to have these. I'm not going to let you play with me out the gate. That way, I can put these boundaries up. Some stuff might happen still, right? But you can protect yourself for the most part if you don't, just don't be. You will know like, oh no, microaggressions is real. They'll start crying. You need to do this. But if you don't know that, you might try to build a rapport with your coworkers and be shocked that you in HR every other week.
Exactly. And be taken aback completely
Mm-hmm.
when a microaggression happens to you. You don't even know what the hell to.
To do, you don't know that you need to document the time, place, and what was said. But now you know.
Because it happened to my cousin. She was like, oh, because now she's so, I don't trust white women. I don't trust white T women. But before she had that microaggression, those microaggressions building up on her in her corporate job, she didn't even really think twice about it. She didn't know. And now all of a sudden she's experienced it. She didn't know how to handle it. She didn't know. She just quit her job.
Nope.
Flat out. I'm like, she don't know how to defend herself in those situations.
And that's how you end up losing.
Mm-hmm.
And you might take a L anyway, but at least you could try.
At least you could try.
Look, y'all, Tara done pulled one of my moves. Tara in another live.
No, I'm here. I'm about to end this shit though. Um,
Not on my birthday.
nah, I ain't in another live. What you talking about, man?
No.
Fucking don't be lying on me. That shit is crazy.
I said it already.
I've done it with enough lives for one day.
Like,
Tara said enough is enough. Y'all ain't talking about nothing.
she's sick of me lying and carrying on. But it's all right. We'll be back tomorrow, Terry. You gotta do what you gotta do, and me too. We need to get some rest anyway. What time
Hold
is
on,
it?
you talking about when you on live tomorrow? You going out? You gonna be out?
I'm gonna go live in the daytime. Hopefully.
See how you said that? Hopefully, that wasn't confident. I don't believe you,
Real
but
quick.
I'm gonna say happy birthday in case I don't see you tomorrow. I know how shit go down.
Not the dramatics, but thank you. Thank y'all for the gift. I appreciate it.
All right, y'all. Y'all ain't really talking about shit. I'm gonna be honest. Y'all saying some shit. But y'all ain't talking about no shit. Like,
Well,
come on.
because it feels weird, not weird, but it's just like I don't want to be melancholy when it's her birthday. I know I'm the celebratory person, so now that I'm here, I want
Why you
music
always
and
gotta have a label, Malisa? You always gotta say you the such per Malisa. Nobody be sitting
I
around talking about Malisa's the celebratory person.
yes, they do at work. They literally are trying
We
to get
don't
me to
work with
go
you,
back.
Malisa. We don't work with your job, Malisa. What is you talking about?
I don't know. I've been an event planner like for so
No, we
long.
be
It's just
taking shots. You don't be nowhere. What you talking about? What's the celebration at, Malisa?
like I
You
do
ain't
all
bake
the
nobody a cake.
time.
You's a lie. We don't work with you, Malisa.
I'm a look. My son's best friend, him and his twins' birthday is on the 30th. I already volunteered to cook, make goodie bags. I did them for my
We ain't
niece.
getting
She's
none of
going.
that. We ain't getting
I
none
ain't
of
even a
that.
little piece.
I hear a bunch of shit.
Listen,
Listen.
we
I ain't
went to
getting none
Chuck
of
E.
it.
Cheese and his eyebrow was
I ain't get
falling
an
off.
invitation. I ain't get nothing.
Listen, life has just been going crazy because one of them is about to graduate this year, one next year, and one two after that. So
Yeah.
I sort of been
Yeah,
keeping up with all of
Malisa,
that. Hmm.
Malisa, we all got shit going on, Malisa. You don't deflect from what I said, Malisa.
Where the cake, my Lisa?
Damn.
Look, I don't do cake. I do shots and I do wine.
See what I'm
What
saying?
wine you want?
She
What
moving
wine you
she
want?
moving the goalpost.
No, we gotta celebrate with something else. I'm not the good cake places is not near me. We gotta go to New York. But
Hell
I could
no.
get you wine and send wine anywhere, wherever you at. I don't know what good bakeries are near where y'all are
You
at,
don't
but
got
I
no
know.
baking. We got a Winn Dixie.
I've been wanting to go to New York and just be a tourist and just
It's not
go
fun
eat.
like that. It's not fun like that. Not if you, well, if somebody else is driving, it can be if they are your personal driver. If you are driving like I was a couple weeks ago, my God, nothing. It's gotten worse in my opinion. It's gotten worse. Like driving downtown and being in those
Hold
areas and
up. Hold
whatever.
up. Hold
Hmm?
up.
Hmm?
Y'all niggas think y'all slick.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
do. You
saying.
already know that. You already.
No, it ain't gonna work. You thought that shit was gonna work, ma'am. I just said I'm about to end this shit. What's that? Well, she done started a whole new damn story. Molly used to think she slick, y'all. The night is over. This shit is over, okay? Y'all ain't talking about shit. I'm I ain't even tired. Let me go find some toxicities. Cause I need that shit to help me sleep. Okay. It's like my sleeping medicine. Let me go find some toxicity. You wanna tell another story. Ma'am, we don't give a fuck about the bakery in New York. Let's keep it real. But I appreciate y'all coming. Happy birthday to Mia. It was fun while it lasted, but that shit over now. Damn. Get